Kia ora, nā mai, hara mai, hello and welcome. Sky Broadband Rapid League Friday night action, round 6. Great to have you with us here in Rauparaha Arena. Porirua, the Queens and the Pouakai doing battle tonight. Rapid League and Tauihi coming your way. Justin Nelson with you, sitting right alongside me is Megan Compain, and it is always such a pleasure to catch up with you, and we're both rugged up tonight.
You say that every week. It's a pleasure to catch up with me. I'm actually catching my breath because you made me run across the court just then.
I enjoy seeing you every week.
That's the fastest I've run in a very long time, but great to be back in Porirua and great to be on the sideline with you too, Justin.
Can I just say, watching you dash across the court before we came on air, you've still got it.
It's just changing direction, I think I'll have a problem with.
Let's have a look at the ladder as it stands. 2 games down in round 6. Kahu, after a big night last night against the Phi, they moved to the top of the table, equal with the Hoiho. The Queens went down to the Hoiho down south earlier this week. They sit in 3rd. Pouakai and the Phi. Such a big night for the Pouakai.
It's a big night for the Pouakai. Equally big night for the Queens. There's really nothing in this ladder, but we talked about the Pouakai on a roll. Had 2 big wins coming off Hoiho and Phi, and there's only 4 points between them and the next ladder up. But they also are looking very closely at the Phi. They don't want to drop into that 5th position.
And importantly, the Rapid League, of course, the team that wins the most Rapid League games during the Tauihi home and away season wins the Sky Broadband Rapid League Championship. Both of these teams, 6 wins each in Rapid League.
That's right, and isn't that interesting and how important it is from a Rapid League perspective for the overall table? The Pouakai is sitting on top of that table. So, and again, that gives them that more opportunity to make sure that they're one of the top 4 coming back to Rauparaha Arena on the weekend of the 9th and 10th of September.
Absolutely not too far away. Starters tonight for the Pouakai in this Rapid League game. Dickey, O'Neill, Nisbet, Hippolyte and Whitaker. And they come in, as I said, with a 6-1 record in Rapid League. And when these two teams met earlier this season in this competition, it was a 29-28 win for the team in red. Very, very competitive. Starters tonight for the Ansco Foods Tokomanawa Queens, Kenny, Hunter, Graham, Truesdell and Mason. Of course, the coach is Tanya Tupu. She's right in the middle of it at the moment, with Tegan Graham also lending her thoughts. Not too far away from a start. TAB head-to-head for this one. The early game tonight. Current form, some of the stars Lokatui will be playing in the upcoming Tauihi game. Jasmine Dickey, we know her, class WNBA star. Field goal percentage, both of these teams shoot it pretty well, Meeks.
They do, and from behind the arc also. They're shooting really well from behind the 3, particularly the Pouakai, but there's not much in the statistics of these two teams, and that's what we're finding as we're going through these matchups and head-to-heads.
Coin officials for tonight's Sky Broadband Rapid League. There they are. Not sure that I saw Callum Wells. She might be a late out. Sam Pan is there, Sharon Martin, and I'm pretty sure it's Amy Jo Clark as well. So maybe a late change to the coin officials tonight. Crowd, of course, will continue to build up over the next hour as some of the fans get along early and enjoy seeing the rising stars of Kiwi basketball in the Rapid League. And really looking forward to tonight's GJ Gardner-Holmes Tauihi clash as well, because both teams are loaded with some stars.
Star power and finding their rhythm. We've talked about the Pouakai in particular, starting to find their offensive rhythm. It'd be great to see if they can bring that through into the Rapid League tonight.
Game so far, round 6 in the Rapid League. Hoiho and the Queens. Queens got it by 3. And then last night, the Kahu took down the Phi by 17. Like the fact that we're getting into the large pepperoni nice and early tonight as well. The Sal's Super Special underway. Who's going to come up with it? A battle at mid-court. And in the end, it's come off the hand of Jasmine Dickey and across the sideline. But no lack of tenaciousness from both teams to start this one.
A lot of effort into that first play off the tip. Comes away Queen's ball.
Here's Latava Kenny. Has been in some good form in Rapid League. Mason to Hunter. underneath. Nice roll to the basket. Paris Mason gets things started for the Queens.
That was a lovely little read by Grace Hunter there. She read the double team, and Paris cutting to the basket, finished off for 2.
So Queens get the opening score and the opening steal, do they? In fact, a foul in the end against Lauren Whitaker, falling over the top of Josie Trusdell. And the Queens will come up with possession.
We talk about it's early doors, but the Rapid League is rapid for a reason, so having a couple of really strong opening plays like that can get you in a little bit of a rhythm in this Rapid League.
Here's Mason. We've seen her do a lot of good things in Rapid League so far this season. Tegan Graham left to shoot.
Speaking of, great offensive rebound by Paris.
Here's Kenny, shot clock at 10. Hunter now. Trusdell slips to the basket. Hunter on the drive, turn around, step back to the hoop, doesn't get it to go. And in the end, the Sal's Mainland Pouakai will come up with possession. I like the red uniforms of the Pouakai too.
I do, and is that a new naming rights partner for
it is
the Pouakai, for Sal's jumping on board? Not only a huge supporter of the leagues, both men's and women's, now coming on board as a team sponsor is great to see. Yeah,
they most certainly are. Of course, naming rights partner of the NBL and a major partner of Tauihi and Rapid League. Another early turnover here against the Pouakai. First quarter action, 4 by 4 minute quarters, of course, in Rapid League. Knocked out of the hands of Grace Hunter by Ashley Reen, who's a late in, by the way. Shan Rabati is out with a knee injury tonight for the Pouakai.
And that is a big loss for the Pouakai. We just talked about their offense starting to click and starting to get into a bit of a rhythm. She's a big part of that, averaging around 14 points a game and incredibly strong behind the arc. Good defense by the Pouakai. See if they can get points on the board.
And they most certainly do, through Jasmine Dickey, averaging 11 points a game in the Rapid League. It's been a strategic move for the Pouakai to run the American import in this abbreviated competition. Trusdell receiving and delivering.
That same pick and roll play on the opposite side of the court. Great read again and good cut to the baseline.
O'Neill inside, Whitaker on the seal. Good defense, Kenny. Back to Olivia O'Neill. Back out to Whitaker for 3. That one won't go. As the Queens head down the floor again inside the last 90 seconds of this quick-fire opening quarter. Hunter leaves the shot short. Dickey head up now. Looking to attack, sends it in to the hands of Hippolyte. Graham driving the basket, fouling from behind Jasmine Dickey. And Tegan Graham will head to the TAB stripe, where she's a handy 92%, Megan, so far this season.
That's great to hear, because I was looking at a few of the stat lines coming into the game and was talking about it with Eva Langton, actually, of what happened down in the south with the Queens, unfortunately going down again to the hoi-ho 3 times in a row. They left a lot on the foul line.
Yeah, in the Tauihi game they did. They actually won it from the TAB stripe in the Rapid League game. As Tegan Graham puts the first away. As I said, 92% from this spot this season.
You're about to give her almost the commentator's curse there, Justin. How many of those have you done in your career?
A lot. Way too many. I've done a lot this season. 6-2 early lead for the Queens tonight. Jacinta Beckley into the action. Drains the 3. In fact, she's wearing the number 1, Jacinta Beckley. Almost confused me there.
That was a quick shot off the cut. Nothing but net.
She's played 1 game so far this season. Jacinta Beckley for her new team, the Pouakai, played in Rapid League and Tauihi that night. It happened to be against the Queens. And in that 29-28 win in the Rapid League contest, Jacinta Beckley scored 17.
Wow. You can see, she is basketball royalty up in this part. She obviously was part of the Queens program last year, one big part of the support to get the championship to the capital team.
And played a huge game in that grand final as well, didn't she?
Sure did.
Truesdell converts both from the line. Turnover. Sopawanga read it really, really well. Now gets on the drive. Toroha Sopawanga through hands. Ends up with Grace Hunter. Great ball movement by the Queens.
A good heads-up play by Tauihi Sopawanga. Not only just got the steal, but took her time, drew the defence, and as you say, great ball passing to get that wide-open shot by Grace Hunter.
Deep two. Jasmine Dickey, good to go. 4-point margin. 20 seconds to play in this opening quarter tonight.
We talk about the talent that's coming into this league from an import perspective, and it's just great to see them on the court.
Pass inside. Picked off by the Pouakai. Here's Olivia O'Neill. Hippolyte's got to go and nearly puts one away on the buzzer. First quarter belonging to the Queens. They lead 11-7, of course, in this Rapid League format. 4x4 minute quarters. Teams get 1 minute to have a chat between quarters, 2 minutes at halftime. No timeouts for coaches during the game, but both teams do have one Sky City player timeout each half.
And used well, it can be an absolute game changer, can't it, for the end of a quarter or an end of a period. But you're right, 4 points in it, not a lot, but the Queens have started out really well. They'll be happy with that. They're passing the ball well, they're looking after the ball well, and they're getting it on the defensive end, rebounding well, getting in the passing lane. I think the Rapid League games I've seen of the Queens where they've been rattled early, there's a lot more pressure that's been put on the ball carrier, and maybe that's something that the Pouakai, we might see out of the Pouakai in the second quarter.
TAB stats tonight. So far for the Queens, 4 of their 5 starters in this Rapid League game have all scored, whereas for the Pouakai, only Jasmine Dickey has scored. She has 4, the other 3 coming from Jacinta Beckley, who came off the bench in this game. Leading scorer for the Queens, Josie Truesdell, has 4 points as well. Queens shooting at 42%. The Pouakai also at 42%. All of the stats, of course, with thanks to our Sky Broadband Rapid League stats partner, the TAB. Second quarter, just like that, Megan, is underway.
It'll go by in a flash of an eye.
Pouakai with first possession. Hippolyte. They've got some really good three-point shooting on the floor here as well. Great talent for the team in red. Whitaker, Beckley, step back, off the hand, look good. Rebound, Sopawanga.
Good strong box out by Tauihi.
Langton into the game now. Mason has been effective. That pass wasn't good to Truesdell, though. Whitaker picks it off, should go all the way. And in the end, we'll have to earn it from the TAB as Sopawanga fouls from behind.
Good reading of the passing lanes down there. She's been looking at that double team. She read that really well. Rewarded at the other end.
It was an issue for the Queens in both Rapid League and Tauihi earlier this week down south against the Hoi Ho. Lots of turnovers.
Turnovers, and I think the message coming out of the Queens and coming out of Coach Tania Tupu before the game was the fundamentals. And you have to think that when you look at the talent that's on the floor that the Queens can produce, you can come back to the fundamentals. It seems to be where they struggle if they have an off game.
They nearly turned it over there again now. Mason inside, going to work off the glass, doesn't get it to go, battles for the boards. Jasmine Dickey comes up with it. O'Neill, Dickey on the move, steps back, good to go, ties it up at 11 apiece. Good start to this second quarter by the Pouakai.
Sure was, both end of the courts by Jasmine Dickey. Defensive rebound. You might have seen Paul Paris getting a little knock in the face. She was a bit slow to get up.
Mason, Langton, good basket. Flop warning on Jasmine Dickey amongst all of that as well, by the way.
Great read by Ava Langton, cutting straight down the lane, and good heads-up play by Paris to see the cut.
Dickey on the move. Pass was a little bit hard for her to take. Kenny comes up with it, and her pass tipped away by the Pouakai.
It's one of those turnovers going from one side of the key to the other. You just have to wonder whether they're better off just holding the ball and having a look up. Josie with the steal. She's having a great game so far. Good heads-up play. It's unlucky. Standing out of bounds. Could have got that rebound. Unlucky by Josie, but you got to love that. A steal. And here's the 6'2" centre taking it all the way. A little spin move.
And she'll be disappointed that she couldn't put that one away in the end. She did all the hard work. That flop warning, by the way, has officially been noted with the Pouakai bench now. Queens by 2 inside the last 2 minutes of the first half. These games are just so quick. Exciting stuff. Hippolyte. O'Neill now on the slip. Beckley, hard pass to take. Foul is called. That won't bother the Queens too much. Just their second team foul of this quarter.
Pouakai ball under the hoop.
And it feels like, Megan, things have just tightened up a little bit the last 90 or so seconds. O'Neill left alone, can shoot, goes from deep, that one high, doesn't get the drop as Kenny comes up with it. Graham back on the floor, Hunter now, back to Tegan Graham, into Langton, has it knocked out of her hand. Good defense from Ashley Reen.
Ever not seen Tegan not smiling on the court?
Always smiling. And I'll tell you when she smiles the most. After she puts down a three-pointer.
Absolutely. On the buzzer.
Great to have Tegan Graham back at home. A Wellington local, of course. After a fantastic collegiate career. Dickey taking it away from Truesdell. Another turnover for the Queens, proving costly. Oh, Dickey, you've got to stay with her. You can't allow her any space whatsoever on that mid-range jumper.
She does not miss, does she, when she's got the ball in her hand? Oh, continuation.
I was going to say, is that going to count? It's been waved away, unfortunately, for the Queens on that occasion.
Nice little up fake. Eva Langton got Jasmine Dickey off her feet, but we were just talking about that. You're absolutely right. You cannot leave her open from 10-foot range. She will not miss.
And in the end, the Queens get nothing out of that other than a side ball.
Talk about the talent and where the league is going, and from this year to last year. I'm standing on the sideline here and just looking at these women are athletes. They're just incredible athletes.
It's definitely been a change from season 1 to season 2, hasn't it? Langton underneath should have put that one away. So the Queens have missed a couple off the glass. And the Pouakai with a chance to take the lead here. Beckley back to her left, forces the shot and puts it down. So they do take the lead. First time of the game for the Pouakai.
Great take by Jacinda on her former team there. Crossed over and finished it off with the left under pressure.
Graham turns, fires, that one short on the iron. Dickey comes up with it, wants to settle it down, 15 seconds to play. Both teams still with their Sky City player timeout. Shot clock at 6. O'Neill out, Hippolyte can hit, big shot. That one doesn't go down, and the Queens miss an opportunity to call that player timeout. Half-time here, Sky Broadband Rapid League. Here's the final basket of that opening half as Beckley muscles her way to the hoop on her left. Queens won the first quarter 11-7. Megan, in that second quarter, the Pouakai bouncing back 8-2 run.
I'm not going to pick up where I left off last time, Justin, but the difference in the defensive intensity by the Pouakai in that second quarter, putting a lot more pressure on the ball, getting in the passing lanes and forcing those turnovers that have turned into those points at the other end has been the difference in this quarter.
Both of these teams have proven to be very successful in Rapid League so far in 2023. Of course, the first time we've seen this new innovation in basketball. And these two teams have definitely been the front runners. Sal's Hoop Heads, Wednesday nights. Check your TV guide. It's not always at 8 p.m.
Is it not always at 8 p.m.? Just a couple of minutes after.
Depending if there's a game on or not. But check your guides.
If there's penalty shootout. Sorry, no, what am I talking about?
Wow, what a week it's been in football, hey? The FIFA Women's World Cup, of course, been a lot of fun.
Well, we talk about, you know, when you're a basketball fan, if you're a fan of this game, you're typically not a fan of football, because I couldn't wrap my head around getting excited about a 0-0 draw. But if this FIFA Women's World Cup has not taught me anything, is that
it's huge.
It's huge. It's absolutely huge, and you have to stay invested till the very end, because it can change like that.
As we saw during the week in both semi-finals, and good luck to Spain and England in this week's World Cup final. Speaking of World Cups, the Tall Blacks not too far away now from tipping off at the FIBA World Cup. We wish them all the very best. We
certainly do. It's an exciting time for our teams in black jerseys. The Men's World Cup for rugby is, I think, that they descended out on our shores.
Is that taking place as well? Jeez.
Yeah, I think there is another World Cup this year.
I think there's cricket as well. There's a lot on, isn't there?
Women's WXV, Black Ferns back playing in Aotearoa. We could keep going.
Tauihi Final Four as well.
We'll get back to the basketball, eh?
We will, as Paris Mason is fouled on the turn to the basket. She'll go to the TAB line. Here's the replay. The young tall fern. Again, the Queens, we've seen it 3 or 4 times so far tonight, Megan, have worked their way to a position under the basket, and they've just missed those little dinky shots, haven't they?
There's been a lot that have just rolled off the outside of the rim, but they're getting in the right positions, and they're getting themselves in the position to hit the shot. Great to see Paris knocking down the 2 freebies from the line. You talk about players that have improved in the years coming in. Watching Paris improve in front of our eyes has been a real pleasure. 4
points for her tonight, Paris Mason. And the scores are locked up. Third quarter underway tonight. Here's a replay of that pass inside. Tegan Graham getting across and putting it out of play. Both teams at full strength tonight for Tauihi, bar Shan Rabadi, who is a late out for the Pouakai with a knee injury. 3-point attempt. Whitaker, rebound, big and strong by the youngster. That's a hard pass inside for Dickey, who had a long time inside the paint, but in the end, she draws the foul, and she'll head to the stripe.
So it was a big rebound there by Whitaker, and presence of mind to get it into Jasmine Dickey underneath. And I think, again, don't know whether Tegan's still smiling, so whether she feels that she was a bit unfairly penalised there or not.
I know there's been a fair bit of debate around the league with regards to Sky Broadband Rapid League and whether teams should be playing imports here. And obviously first season, the competition just working its way through what works, what doesn't work, what does or doesn't need to change, as Dickey nails the 2. And that's all about the learning, isn't it?
It is, and it's all what happens when you innovate, right? And basketball's been under such a great sport to innovate with. And I'd look at, you say that Rapid League is an innovation. Is everything right? Who knows? Are we going to evaluate? Absolutely. But I turn around and see the crowd starting to fill up, and watching the women on the court playing right now, who typically don't get a lot of minutes in the Tauihi game, getting that chance to run on live television, live Sky broadcast. And here we go, Grace Hunter.
Great steal. Looked like there was a lot of contact there. No whistle. In the end, good defense from Olivia O'Neill. We'll get another look at it here on the GJ Gardner Holmes replay. Hunter comes up with it. Let's look for contact late. In fact,
missed it on the replay.
Just missed out on the most important part of that play. That's all right. Pouakai up by 1 as Lauren Whitaker comes off with some blood streaming down her right arm by the looks of it. So she'll have to go and get that attended to. Kenny to bring it in. What can the Queens do here? Graham is the target. One dribble, sends it out to Truesdell, who's good from the short corner, and the Queens back in front.
Lovely finish by Josie there. She's really stepping in this Rapid League game. It's great to see her getting some good minutes on the court.
She has 6 in the game as well. Ashley Reen on the turnaround. Does well for another basket for the Pouakai.
Those second chance points the Pouakai are making the most of.
Kenny, Truesdell, Graham with space, steps around Beckley, goes all the way to the hoop, and again, another shot missed by the Queens, but fixing it all up, Josie Truesdell.
Certainly is. Josie is everywhere, and that's the Queens turning around and getting second chance points back on the Pouakai.
Truesdell has 8. Beckley for 3, leaves it short. One of Casey Frank's favourite uniforms, the sea foam green of the Queens.
Did we actually check whether that is an official colour on the colour palette of the New Balance uniforms?
That is 100% the official name of the colour. Sea foam green. People think I'm making that up.
Well, the Pouakai can't be just red then. What's the colour palette name there?
It's called bright red. Here's Hunter.
Collegiate red.
Jasmine Dickey in front of her. Oh, does well. Grace Hunter again, another shot left short. Truesdell steps around Dickey, pulls up. Can she add 2? Whistle's gone. She's drawn the foul. And the tail of this one for the Queens, Megan, if they do fall short, will be these drives to the basket and opportunities underneath.
Right, Tegan Graham, great up fake there, getting right to the rim. They'll be looking at that in tape going forward, but I think it's they're waiting for the contact to come. It's not coming, and just coming up a little bit short with those gimmies around the basket. But they're doing a very good job of getting to the basket. Their help defense isn't coming over fast enough, and which is leaving the offensive rebound opportunity open to the Queens as well.
Deep in the third quarter here. Friday night hoops.
Did we talk about Josie's shoes last week, didn't we? Those are an identical match to the uniform.
Well, surely they have been purposely ordered, designed and ordered. I like the style of Josie Truesdell. We saw Michaela Cowling with a very similar setup last night for the Phi, of course. So there's some fashion sense around this league. Don't you worry about that.
Of course there is. Queens don't play, they slay.
Let's see what Truesdell can do from the TAB. That's her 9th point in the game. Dickey leading the way for the Pouakai with 11. Truesdell moves to double-digit scoring. She has 10. And the Queens out by 3. Just feels like we're set for another arm wrestle here. Another close one down the stretch. Just 1 point separated these two teams when they met in Rapid League earlier this season.
There's a lot of experience on the court right now as well, as you talk about when it comes down to it, you can get that ball in anyone's hands. They've got the experience to know how to finish it off.
Stepping out of court, Whitaker. Good defense on that occasion from both Grace Hunter and Paris Mason, winning it back for the Queens. All 6 imports available tonight in the Tauihi game. Kennedy Leonard, Natasha Mack, Jasmine Dickey, of course, for the Pouakai. Maya Dodson, Chrislyn Carr, Steph Watts for the Queens. Here's Sopawanga. Mason inside, tough pass for Hunter. Had 2 defenders to beat, and the defense won out. Here's Dickey. You know what she wants to do. Fires away, leaves it short. Sopawanga had it, lost it, falls into the safe hands of Jasmine Dickey.
He gets the roll. What a hustle by Lauren Whitaker between 2 defenders. What a hands on the play there. I think Tava Kenny is looking for a little bit of help from the referee.
There's that hustle from Whitaker. Open things back up for Dickey. Kenny actually did well there, falling out of court to bring it back off the Pouakai defender's leg.
She's strong, isn't she? Oh.
Foul called on Beckley. Shot clock 8.7 to go in this third quarter.
Bit of frustration there. Good rip through by Aotearoa. Great to see her back on the court as well.
Been out with an ankle injury, I believe, the last few weeks. Started the Rapid League season in hot form. May get a late shot here. Gets to the basket and puts it in. So the Queens score late. 3 quarters down. They lead by 3. And they won that third quarter 12-7. There's that final basket for Sopawanga.
Great way to end the quarter, isn't it? When shot clock's rolling down. Just a bit of that nail in the coffin, and you come back and look at that as a bit of momentum to start the fourth quarter as well. But there's nothing in this game, nothing in the talent, as I say. There's a lot of experience on the court right now that will want the ball in their hands when this game gets close and comes down to the wire in this final quarter.
Justin Nelson, Megan Compain with you tonight. GJ Gardner-Holmes, Tauihi still to come this evening. And, of course, for all of the highlights every round, you can join us on Tuesday nights on Sky Sport, where we will take you through all of the best bits. Pro women's basketball here in New Zealand. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you may be watching around Aotearoa on Sky Sport. And, of course, right around the world on FIBA YouTube. One game still to come in round 6. Sunday afternoon, Rapid League and Tauihi, the Pouakai, heading home, where they will take on the Kahu. And how impressive, Megan, were the Northern Kahu last night? Oh,
they absolutely are. And as we talked about, they're the team to beat. And we talk about when they're at full strength, they're going to be really, really intimidating.
What a debut for Tess Madgen last night. Hippolyte did well. Kenny got a hand on it. Sopawanga again, just showing pure desperation. Wins it back for the Queens.
She refused to let that one go. Got a hand on it there. Diving on the floor.
Well, she certainly let Jasmine Dickey know that
she was here to...
Here's Kenny. Hippolyte leaning in. Mason. Graham.
Oh.
Inside. Back to Mason. Sends it out to the corner. Into the hands of Kenny now. Graham got to go. 5, 4, 3. Truesdell inside. Shot's got to go up. Mason's going to go deep on the 3. Dickey quickly up and quickly down the floor.
That's a good defensive effort by the Pouakai there, getting hands in the lane, just taking away that pick and roll option.
Whitaker for 3, rebound, Truesdell. What did you make of Tess Madgen last night on debut for the Kahu?
Yeah, nice to see her on the court, isn't it? Good to see her in blue, and congratulations again to the Kahu for such an impressive signing.
Well, I think that's one thing we've seen amongst these teams, Megan. It is competitive, don't get me wrong. These teams are out there to win and to play hard. But there is a lot of love between the Wahine. When they see a good player come into the competition, they know that it raises everybody up.
Absolutely. We talk about the fact that this is only 2 years old. This league is only in its second year. And the talent that we are attracting overseas, and we talk about what that does for the game here and the talent and getting tall ferns and the experience. But there must be talk, there must be chat on the international circuit that with these players saying, you know what, it's worth it, come.
Well, 9 WNBA players this season, quite extraordinary. Here's one of them from the Dallas Wings, Jasmine Dickey, out to young Ashley Reen. Speaking of young, Lauren Whitaker gets a tap on the way through, and she'll have the chance for the three-point play at the TAB. Here's the replay. Good setup by Ashley Reen, and just a little touch down the arm there from Truesdell.
A lovely finish there. Lauren has been impressive tonight on both rebounding and getting herself in good positions, finishing off under the basket, taking advantage of the three-point play. 5
points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 steals for Lauren Whitaker tonight. Brings it back to 2. Sopawanga for 3. Doesn't go. Dickey, rebound. on the move. Pulls up the dribble. Whittaker inside. Long time in the paint. Well picked up by the Queen officials.
Long time in the paint, but man, she had a good seal there, and I think if she had if that had been missed, that was an easy 2 for her under the basket.
Mason Trusdell goes up strong off the glass. What a game she's had tonight.
Had a great game. Good seal there by Josie, and a good heads-up look as well from the pass from the wing to recognise the mismatch underneath.
12 points for her now. Tough shot, Dickey. Good defence, Graham. And now the Queens will come forward again. Margin at 4, inside 2 minutes to play in tonight's Sky Broadband Rapid League game. Grace Hunter to the corner. Big shot, a little bit too deep from Tegan Graham.
We know that she has the range and she can hit those shots.
Well, that would have made things very interesting, wouldn't it? Whittaker, again, long time in the paint, gets the shot up, draws the foul.
Great little footstep move. She's got great body awareness and positioning, doesn't she, for a young big player.
Good work again, just getting Trusdell to go the wrong way. I'm really impressed with this youngster. And this is what the Rapid League has automatically done in its inception and first year. Not sure that we would see too much of Lauren Whittaker in Tauihi playing big minutes. Don't get me wrong, she can certainly get out there and play. But the opportunity for these younger players now to string minutes together.
Absolutely, and playing against 3 tall ferns that are on the court right now. That's that development opportunity.
Queens by 2. This is a tight one. Inside 90 seconds. Sopawanga. Trusdell inside. Tough pass for Mason. Another turnover.
Just forcing it a little bit too much there with Paris underneath, and
opportunity is taken.
I stopped mid-sentence because I don't know what that ball was about to do, but what a finish by Jacinda Bentley under the basket.
I think I said it was back to 2. It's actually, in fact, it is tied up now. There you go. Sopawanga on the drive. No whistle. Was looking for a foul. And now this game is absolutely there for the taking. Dickey with the miss. Hunter drags it in. Queens to bring it across halfway. 40 seconds to play, tied up. Only 1 point separated them earlier this season. Foul, Olivia O'Neill.
Josie back up. I wonder whether she was a little bit more seriously injured there on the bone crunching underneath the basket.
And I was about to say, interesting that the Queens have subbed out Tegan Graham, but before I could think too much about that, she's just subbed back in. Shot clock at 14, Queens ball. What will they do here? Here is Graham, 33 seconds to play, tied up. If it does go to overtime, it's 1 minute, and it starts with a jump ball in the middle of the court. Haven't seen an overtime game yet this season in Rapid League. Trusdell gets it up. Foul called on the buzzer.
Wow. I think the Queens may have been lucky to get away with that. Then the Pouakai putting a huge amount of pressure on the ball.
Well, it's on hip
outside.
Oh, and I reckon it might be that left hand into the body.
The hip. Yeah. I think an unlucky call when you've played defence all the way down to the final second like that to bail them out.
Trusdell 4 of 4 from the TAB, make it 5 of 5. So arguably not the player that the Pouakai wanted to put to the stripe.
And not with the game that she's having.
14 points
tonight
for Josie Trusdell. Sky City player timeout called by the Pouakai, and this is a very clever call. 19 seconds to play. They will advance the ball here. Of course, if you want some tickets to come along and see Rapid League or Tauihi games with thanks to Sky City, the ticket to the big game, there's the QR code. That'll take you through. Community groups, school groups, sporting groups. Get your whānau together and come along and enjoy some pro women's basketball with thanks to Sky City. Who's the go-to here? Got to be Dickey.
It's got to be Dickey. And you're just thinking about it. Is it a quick 2 and then look for a turnover? Because they've got to score twice, and there you go, quick 2. Now they're going to look for the turnover.
Can call the player timeout, and there it is. So heads-up play from Latava Kenny, tied up at 31 apiece. And now the Queens will bring the ball forward off this Sky City player timeout. Jasmine Dickey just too strong.
You talk about basketball innovating the game. These player timeouts, when they're used like this at critical moments, are so important, and it makes such a difference. 13 seconds on the shot clock to get it from end to end and run a play. You know, a lot more difficult than getting the ball in your own half.
Remember, if we go to overtime, it's 1 minute. Queens with a chance here. Do they shoot late? Oh, Graham's got inside here. He's fouled. She'll go to the TAB. So Tegan Graham maybe with a chance to win the game for the Queens.
Look, I'm not going to be superstitious, so I'm just going to say at 92% from the free throw line, you've got to think
you're right.
She is going to knock these 2 down, and she's a pro. So let's see where the pressure gets.
6.8 seconds to play. Megan Compain with us tonight on Sky Sport.
Sorry, Teagues.
Pleasure as always to have your company, Megan. Second shot looks a lot better and goes down. So a chance here to win it for the Pouakai. Queens have got to play great defense. Olivia O'Neill at 4, at 3, at 2, win. Pouakai are going to get it. What a finish for them. They get it on the buzzer. Jacinta Beckley against her former team. And the Pouakai have done what they did earlier this season. They have taken the Queens down by 1. What a win for them. Right on the buzzer. What a way to finish. And they draw first blood this evening. 33-32. And that's their 7th win in the Sky Broadband Rapid League this season. That's how close this contest was. And now all eyes turn to the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi. I can assure you that the final score was 33-32. So don't worry too much about what your screen says at the moment. Lauren Whitaker was a star for the Pouakai, the youngster, getting it done at both ends of the floor. And here she is with Megan Compain.
So, Lauren, congratulations. Win on the buzzer. How's it feel?
It feels awesome. It feels great to do it with such a great bunch of girls, and I'm really proud of them that we got that done, yeah.
You had a great game on both ends of the court, stealing the ball, rebounding the ball. What was your game plan going in tonight against the Queens?
I think they really like to push the ball in the hot shooters, so I think just kind of closing out and really stopping them from crashing the boards, because they're great O-board players.
Congratulations. Go get a rest, and no doubt see you out there for Tauihi.
Good on you. Thanks, Megan. Nice work by Lauren Whitaker, and excellent work by the Pouakai, getting the opening win of this one tonight. So 1 down, 1 to go. Coming up next, Tokomanawa Queens and the Mainland Pouakai in the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi. That's not too far away. Stick with us. We'll take a break and we'll be back to Porirua right here on Sky Sport for tonight's big game between the Queens and the Pouakai. We'll see you soon. Hey, Meeks. It's easy to sit here and say it, right? But why would you notice this foul? Had 2 fouls to give. Why would you let this Got to go to the sideline, got to start again, foul him again.
6 seconds, yeah. You don't give them a layup. At least let them make them work for it. All good, thank you.
Well, they would have taken a point out of the line.
Yeah.
They can live with it.
Yeah.
And as it is, they blow that.
They should have won it.
The wristbands will be coming around while these young ladies.
Oh, I was just thinking that. And you don't want to qualify for it.
Okay, well done, everyone. Make sure that you put the wristband on them against the heart. Wipe your forehead.
It's like,
My name's Ken PC. There's DJ for all the ones and twos.
You know what they should have done
Very
there?
nice to see you.
Foul. Had 2 fouls to give.
I got to remember that on commentating. You're right. You're right.
Josie played well.
Yeah. Yeah, good reading of the pick and roll too. And you got all the players back.
So make sure that everyone's got a wristband by the time you walk out tonight. These young ladies will be walking around doing out wristbands as well. gloves off. So, hold up, don't start again. DJ Raw, drop a beat, my bro, drop a beat. Are you ready? I got 2 basketballs, so stand in one place, but you got to dance. You got to cut it, the east side's ready. So, are you guys ready? You got to dance, do your thing, keep it PG, keep it PG. Okay, Bosky, let's go. I got you, okay, come on. Hey, what up, Queens fans? Shout out to each and every one here to the arena. Hey, okay, give me your best dance moves. I like it, hey. Oh, here goes the word. The word was starting already. Hey, come on, say it. To the beat, jump, you don't stop. To the beat, jump, you don't quit. To the beat, jump, you don't stop. To the beat, jump, you don't quit. I've seen one person. You were just doing your thing. Round of applause for her. I got one more basketball. Give it away. Come on, give it back. Hey, to the beat, jump, to the beat. Right, where is the money from? I like it. Okay. Hold up, bro. Hold up. Can we just give it up to this young boy? Because I've never seen him whatever they. What's the dance? What is the name of the dance? He's taking some Russian dance, but it's very awesome. Please, everyone, please give this young man a round of applause. I've never seen him. We will be having some more dance competitions tomorrow. Hey, if you came to enjoy yourselves here on a Friday night, make some noise! I like it. Nice to see everyone. Yes, ma'am. What our teams warm up. Introducing the Mainland Pouakai, starting 5. Number 20, Kendall Hanamaya. Number 2, Natasha Beck. Number 5, Subasa Nisrin. Number 14, Kennedy Lily. And number 13, Israel McColdrick. Also playing tonight is number 0, Jasmine Dickey. Number 6, Lauren Hippolyte. Number 3, Olivia O'Neill. And number 24, Jacinta Beckley. Number 4, also Ashlyn Green. And last but not least, number 21, Lauren Whittaker. That is from Mainland Pouakai team. And coaching for tonight is my brother, Josh Thompson. And assistant coach is Sam Watkins. The starting five for your Tokomanawa Queens. All the way from Georgia, number 15, Maria Hudson. And also, all the way from Charlotte, North Carolina, number 5, Stephanie Watts. And also, all the way from Iowa, number 3, Chrislyn Carr. And starting off, also number 23 from Wellington, Paris Wakaturi. And the captain with his incredible team from Wellington, number 7, Stella Beck. Also playing tonight is number 12 from Napier, Josie Trosdale. Number 4, Grace Hunter from Porirua. Number 10, Tegan Brigham from Wellington. From Suva, number 2, Letema Tini. And from Taranaki, number 13, Paris Mason. And from Taranaki, number 11, Eva Benton. And all the way from Alistown, number 50, Te Aroa Sofuama. And coaching tonight is the incomparable Tanya Tuku. And the assistant coach is Sam Tromi. Tano, it is your Tokomanawa Queens.
Kia ora, no mai hara mai, hello and welcome Friday evening, I hope you're well. Round 6, GJ Gardner Homes, Tauihi Basketball, Queens and the Pouakai set to do battle. Crowd starting to come in for this one this evening. Such an important game for both teams. Justin Nelson with you, Megan Compain alongside me, and as always, Megan, it is a pleasure to see your smiling face.
Is it? Not smiling as much as Tegan Graham. We just talked about that before, but kia ora, good evening, and yeah, we're looking forward to this game, and as are both of these teams. We talked about there is not much in it in the league, and the Queens will be desperate to get a win at home, coming off a tough loss in the last game down in Hoiho land, and the Pouakai on a 2-game win streak. So they'll be after a win tonight to go away with 3 games in a row.
Absolutely, ladder in the Tauihi following what was a thrilling Sky Broadband Rapid League game a short time ago. The Pouakai getting home by 1 point, 33-32 on the last shot of the game. They move up to 13 on the ladder. The Queens right in the middle with 18 points thus far, and of course 3 points are now up for grabs in this GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi game. Speaking of games, let's have a look at what is ahead of us. 1 game to come to complete round 6 Sunday. The Pouakai at home to the very impressive looking Northern Kahu. And then round 7 tips off on Thursday night, the Phi and the Queens. Friday night, the Hoiho at home at the Edgar Centre against the Pouakai. The games just keep coming at us thick and fast.
But it hasn't really stopped, has it, since the beginning of the Cells NBL? There's been a glut of basketball, and we just talked about it as well with the Rapid League for the women's. With the women's league on top of the games with Tauihi, then if you're a basketball fan, you've got you don't have to look very far to find the content for you.
Here's the recruitment network. Mainland Pouakai starting 5. Mac, Nisbet, McGoldrick, Leonard, Heramaya. There's no Sian Rabadi. She is out injured tonight. Jasmine Dickey to come off the bench. The coach is Josh Thompson. And Megan, you caught up with him a short time ago. Let's hear his thoughts.
Here with Coach Josh, you've got 2 wins on the trot, which has been really important for the Pouakai at this time in the season. How much would a win here tonight at the Tokomanawa Queens home mean for the team?
Oh, it'd be huge. You know, carrying that momentum over the last 2 games is important because every game's important, and we've seen over the course of the last couple of weeks the table changing from 1 to 5. So tonight is very important if we can get a win tonight.
And the Queens are your offense is starting to fire. There's no question about that. The Queens are the top team in the league for points on the board. So how have you approached this game with the team from a defensive perspective?
Oh, we've seen on film they like to run in transition, so that's our #1 priority, is to stop the transition points. But I feel like if we can control the rebounds, our turnovers, do things that we can control, it's going to be a good game for us, hopefully.
Pouakai is shooting a really good percentage from behind the three, but we're without Sian Robati tonight. What's the game plan there?
Yeah, I think losing Sian is massive. She's been huge for us. But I think other girls are willing and able to step up, and it's a team cohesion, team game. We just have other girls that really need to step up tonight in Sian's absence.
Good luck for the game tonight.
There is Josh Thompson having a chat with Ezra McGoldrick. What a season. She's having 14 points and just under 11 rebounds per game. Queens, well, they need to bounce back after a disappointing performance against the Hoiho earlier this week. The Ansco Foods Queens starters, Carr, Watts, Beck, Lokatui and Dodson, they are at full strength tonight.
They are, and the three imports on the court tonight in full strength. Said probably to take advantage of the Pouakai being a little under strength, with showing Rauparaha out, unfortunately, with a bad knee. But just as I say that, Esma McGoldrick walking past, and she is in form, so it is great to see her back on the court.
Coach is Tanya Tupu, championship winning coach, of course, from 2022. Let's hear her thoughts.
Here with Coach Tupu, there's nothing in this league this year. The top to the second to the third, the ladder is changing every game. Every game is really, really important. How have you guys approached this Pouakai team for this coming game tonight?
It's going to be really tough. I mean, we didn't have a good outing against Porirua all over too many times. So we're working on a few things so that we take care of the ball first. These guys are pretty good in Rapid. Rapid's really important in keeping us in the top four. So those points, 25% of our overall points is important. So we wait the challenge.
And you've got three imports that are firing. When they fire, they fire. But we've also seen some really big step-up plays and step-up games from your bench, and particularly Paris Lokatui last Wednesday. How much is the bench going to be important tonight?
I mean, everyone has a role in the team. We've just got to get a nice rhythm going, play together, and Paris Lokatui had a great game last game, and she comes in and she just does her role really well, and that's fantastic for us. And if all of our role players and our bench come in and do the same, we'll be okay.
Good luck tonight, Coach.
Always good to see two former Tall Ferns catching up and having a chat. TAB head-to-head for this one tonight, as Tanya Tupu addresses the Queens. Let's have a look at how these two teams match up. Current form, as you said, Megan, the Pouakai have won their last couple. Can't wait for the battle here between Chrislyn Carr and Jasmine Dickey.
Oh, isn't it a matchup? We said there's not much in the statistics between those two teams, although the Queens are still sitting above on the table. But these two guards, there's still a bit of a height differentiation between Dickey and Carr, but they can both score, they can both put it up. Really looking forward to see them go head-to-head tonight.
And the Queens in a little bit of indifferent form at the moment. The coin officials for tonight's big game here in Porirua, as they get set to go as well. The Queens stepping out onto the floor. There's Sam Pan, one of our coin officials, and he is being joined by Sharon Martin, and Amy Jo Clark is the other official. Callum Welsh is a late out for this one. And here come the Pouakai, who, as we said, almost at full strength. Sian Robati, a late withdrawal late today.
Almost at full strength, and I think I just got the full appreciation of the height that the Pouakai are carrying with that forward lineup as they walk past here.
I'm just looking forward to it again. We talk about the talent that's on the court. 4 WNBA drafted players again, multiple tall ferns, and some great developing players coming up from New Zealand.
And I'll tell you who's flying under the radar a little bit this season is Kendall Heremaya. Keep an eye on her tonight. It's going to be the Pouakai with first possession. Heremaya actually was the target then as she ran past. Here she is. McGoldrick inside, Natasha Mack, Dodson. Good matchup, 2 WNBA players. Miss, Dodson, rebound.
And good box out on the other side by Paris Lokatui.
Chrislyn Carr to Lokatui for 3. That one just coming up short.
You just love those shots to fall, don't you, to start out a game, particularly with a young player like that taking a chance, but didn't quite get the role.
Dodson rebound number 2. Stella Beck on the drive, flicks it back out. Steph Watts needs a big start, and that is a big start for Steph Watts.
And we talked about that at the beginning of the game off air, Justin, that Steph Watts is an incredible player, and she's been playing well and putting up a good stat line, but I feel like there's a game where she is just going to go off, and potentially tonight's the night if she's starting out like that.
Ideal start for her. Highly drafted player in the WNBA. Mack is well short. Watts with the rebound. And back she comes. Draft pick number 10. That shot is short. May have just collected a hand on the way through. Kennedy Leonard and Watts getting back, knocking it on. In fact, knocking it onto the hand of Tsubasa Nisbet. So that's why the Queens have come up with it.
Changed the call. I think they've been overruled.
Well, that's interesting because Amy Jo Clark was easily the closest official
to make that
to
call.
make the call, and the referees who were trailing a fair way behind have overruled it.
Not too much protest from the Queens team there, so they're just going to get on with it.
Kennedy Leonard now on the drive. McGoldrick steps around Lokatui, off the glass, comes up short, gets her own rebound, and there's the first putback of the night for the Pouakai.
And it's offensive pressure on the boards again that is just letting the Queens down.
Watts turning the corner, doesn't keep a handle on it. Heremaya with the steal.
You talk about Kendall Heremaya, she is a talent. I love watching her play. She's just got such a great nose for the game and nose for the ball, and getting in there. The Pouakai making the Queens pay underneath again.
Nisbet with her first basket of the night. Dodson inside, somehow launched up and took control of that and then missed the little gimme underneath. McGoldrick on the attack. Mack probably a little bit beyond her range. Draft pick number 16, Natasha Mack, gets it inside on the mismatch. Chrislyn Carr.
All she could do at that stage, but how about Esma McGoldrick going coast to coast, bring the ball up. Great handles for the big centre.
Hey, good signs, isn't it? She joined us on Sal's Hoop Edge during the week, in top form at the moment, and I know she's being looked at internationally right now as well. Here she is. Leonard, shot clock at 2, is going to have to go over the top of Carr. Long shot, offensive rebound. So they get it back for another opportunity. Mack, Nisbet, Lokatui defensively, Nisbet off the glass. And this has been a problem for the Queens, giving up offensive rebounds, Megan. And already we've seen the Pouakai score twice from that position.
Absolutely. It's not just the offensive rebounds, it's the momentum shift in the game that just takes it. You spend so much good time defending the ball well, getting it down to the final seconds of the shot clock, forcing a bad shot, and then they get an offensive rebound to put away an easy 2. So it's a bit defeating. So it's a challenge that the Queens have faced in most of the games that they've ended up on the wrong side of the scoreboard.
Heremaya with the first foul, but the Queens have now come up with a foul of their own.
Blocking
and I think
foul off the ball.
I think it's against Paris Lokatui. So setting a moving screen was the call. So out of all of that, the Pouakai regained possession. They're up by 3. Here's Heremaya. Pass was a little bit too slick for Natasha Mack. Jasmine Dickey still to come into this game, of course. She played earlier in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. Lauren Hippolyte also played in that earlier game. She's now stepped onto the floor for the first time to replace Heremaya. 6:28 to play in this first quarter.
Well, the Queens will want to take advantage of that turnover.
Carr, look at that step back to the right, up, and doesn't get the roll.
Just a wee bit short, just that touch will come through the game. We know that she can score those shots, but how quickly it is, how easily does she get away from her defender?
Blistering speed for the Queens' leading scorer. Leonard, nowhere to go. Mack eventually gets a shot up. Looked okay off the hand as well. Carr again, turn of speed, knows no other way, up and over the top and in. That's the opening points of the night
And that's
for Chrislyn Carr.
Really good sign to see Chrislyn Carr missing a shot, coming down and taking the next shot. She goes a little bit cold. No one's going to be angry at her for keeping on shooting, because we know how dangerous she can be from that mid-range. And on the other end of the court, Chrislyn Carr averaging close to 5 rebounds a game at 5'3" in the league.
Here she goes again. Out to Lokatui for 3. In fact, I'll up you on Chrislyn Carr. She's actually going at 7.5 rebounds a game. Here she is with that basket, pulling up. And you'll see her do that time and time again tonight.
Well, the Queens will definitely, Tanya Tupu will definitely want to see her do that time and time again tonight.
Here's Beck. Through traffic, good hand by Kennedy Leonard. Not sure that Lokatui needed to keep that in. That would have been a Queen's ball for mine. Not sure how you read that one, Megan.
I did. I think I was shaking my head. It was certainly off the Queen's player. Nice block underneath. But can't fault the hustle there from Paris Lokatui. She's such a competitor.
Tegan Graham stepping in for Steph Watts. She has her first break tonight. Hit that opening three-pointer of the game, of course. Large pepperoni pizza. $25 is the Sal's super special this week. Get out there and enjoy that.
Pepperoni pizza, Justin.
I love a pepperoni. Jasmine Dickey also into the game. Is called for the offensive foul. That score won't count.
Love Stella Beck. She finds herself, she is always in amongst the action down the other end of the court. She was instrumental in getting that rebound off the Pouakai to give the Queens a second chance opportunity, and great defensive play there to get the turnover.
Here's Graham. Dickey checking her. Lokatui bouncing off bodies. Beck now. Swings it out, catch and shoot. Tegan Graham can't get it to go. Big rebound, Maya Dodson, her 4th rebound of this opening quarter. Steps back to the TAB. Shot, no good. Off the hand of Lokatui. And the Pouakai come up with possession.
The Pouakai are certainly playing an aggressive style of defense there, getting up high on the ball handlers and doing well to get around the pick and rolls. And I think it's frustrating the Queens just a little bit. They're rushing those shots.
Hippolyte with the missed shot. Josie Trusdell steps on for the Queens. And what a game she had earlier in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. 14 points in that game.
And she certainly did, and you can see why. She's a veteran player. She's certainly got a nose for the ball. She's starting to play some really good basketball, and good to see her back on the court.
Recently been with the Tall Ferns at the Asia Cup. I know Tall Ferns coach Guy Malloy will be watching on tonight. Dodson making it look a little bit harder than what it was, and in the end she draws the foul on young Lauren Whitaker.
Yeah, I think Lauren did a very good job early on up front. Good to keep her hands up, but she did just lean in here and give up that foul. But she's going against, a seasoned veteran, a WNBA draft pick. She did a good job of keeping her feet, just a little bit leaned in at the end to get Maya on the line.
Puts the first one away from the TAB strike. Maya Dodson on this court last week, Megan, against the Northern Kahu, and that was a high-level game. She took 10 rebounds in that game, all of them at the offensive end.
And that's the difference that she can make on the court, doesn't she? She's an offensive rebounding machine. She also stretches the defense.
Here's Dickey. 112 games out of Delaware, and that one is just so sweet. Carr quickly back the other way, has Dickey in front of her. Graham pulled up the dribble and in the end bailed out with a foul, reaching in Ezra McGoldrick.
Big jump on that on-ball screen by Ezra. She did a good job to get Tegan to pick up the dribble. Probably just keep your hands away, then that would have been a turnover to the Queens.
Tight tussle. Just a point in it. Stella Beck. Truesdell. Those two have teamed up so many times. Beck for three leaves it short. 3 minutes to play in this first quarter tonight. Friday night hoops in the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi. Short corner, Ezra McGoldrick.
See her just sneaking along the baseline there. Just got Stella's head turned and nice little mid-range jumper there for Ezra McGoldrick. She's really dangerous on the offensive end, isn't she?
Dodson to Beck to Truesdell. Foul against McGoldrick. She pleads her case. Looked like a clean hand up high. Maybe the lower hand was into the body, and that'll send Josie Truesdell to the coloured stripe. And that's a good position for her tonight, Megan, because in the earlier...
6 for 6, I think it was.
Yeah, earlier tonight in Rapid League, she was a perfect 6 from 6.
And more importantly, that also puts Ezra McGoldrick on the bench for an early sit-down.
1 of 2 for Truesdell. Long shot there. Early look for Hippolyte. Here's Beck. Just 2 points in it. Chrislyn Carr. They leave her alone in the end. She'll be disappointed with that. Going at just 30% from 3 this season, Chrislyn Carr. Senior collegiate year, she was up at about 45%. Jasmine Dickey leaves that one well wide. I mentioned before that Jasmine Dickey played 112 games at Delaware.
It's still throwing me a little bit there, but then of course it's the COVID year, isn't it? With all these players with
extra
these
games.
statistics that are the point scoring and the games played. That's a lot of games in 4 years. Of course, most of the players that we'll be seeing here, either the New Zealanders or the imports coming out of the collegiate system, have been playing 5 years. I think Tegan Graham said she had 6 years on the court because of a red shirt and COVID year.
Yeah, she played a lot of games. Just got a break in play here whilst the officials check some scoring issues. You can see that the scoreboard has gone out, so they're just going to reboot that back up. Interesting side note on Jasmine Dickey, who of course was picked 30 in the 2022 WNBA draft to the Dallas Wings. Played 21 games with the Dallas Wings. Was there this season, by the way.
As a 30th pick in the draft.
That's
good. A lot of games. That's a good pickup.
As I mentioned, she played for the Delaware Blue Hens. But a little side note to that, she was actually the first Delaware player to earn back-to-back Player of the Year awards since Alina Deladonna in 2012, 2013. Not a bad basketballer.
That's not a bad. That's not a bad. As a statistic to follow up with, Justin.
I like that.
And what was her major?
Oh no, I don't know that. I'll have to ask her after the game.
So we've got half a scoreboard that we're working with here. Most importantly, we've got the time and the score.
We have 2 point margin, couple of minutes to go in this first quarter. Paris Mason into the action now. The Queens sitting all 3 imports at the moment. Mason, corner, Graham, Beck. Someone's got to go here. Shot clock at 2. Beck gets there. Big block. Whitaker does well. Loose ball picked up. Pouakai. Great defense. Leonard, early look. Long 3-point attempt doesn't go down. Beckley comes up with it. Another offensive rebound for the team in red. Dickey muscling her way in, finding some space. Can't get it to go.
Jossie made sure that she had that one under control and on the offensive board, but you've got to love this. Pouakai defense is getting right up in the passing lanes. They're putting a lot of pressure on the ball and created another turnover there.
Turnovers are an issue for this Queens team. Hippolyte, Beckley, who shot the winning basket tonight in the Rapid League game against her former team. Here she is on the drive. Another offensive look for the Pouakai. Seen that so many times in this opening quarter. Here's Tegan Graham. Inside the last minute. Hunter, Truesdell, over the top, and that one doesn't go down for the Queens.
That was a good look by Josie Truesdell, but again, give it to Lauren Whitaker. Good defensive effort there, getting in the right position.
Here is Whitaker, outside. Dickey on the move. Grace Hunter with a little hand from behind has committed the foul.
Probably not a silly foul when you think about it at the end. It was only put them up to 3 team fouls, and I think the other alternative would have been a wide open layup for Jasmine Dickey.
So 26 seconds to play. Leonard to bring it in. Nisbet now with Dickey. Down screen for Leonard was good. Leaves the shot short. And perhaps this will be the last look of what has been a tough quarter to score in for both teams.
Certainly has. And so give it to the defense. I don't know whether that's the shot Coach Tupu would have drafted up for that play.
Well, Hunter went with an early look, which is going to allow the Pouakai to get the last shot of the quarter. They lead by 2. Interesting arm wrestle so far tonight in Porirua. And the visitors in a tight one lead 10-8. Quick break, second quarter on the other side.
Second quarter. Yes, it is. We're about to start the second quarter.
Welcome back to Porirua. 1 quarter down tonight, and it is a real arm wrestle. Pouakai leading by 2. Queens not without their opportunities. Let's have a look at the TAB stats with Megan Compain, and by the looks of it, shooting right now is a problem for the team in black.
Team in black sitting at 13, just over 13% from the field. Not followed by much better from the Pouakai. The score of 8 points to 10, I don't think we've seen such a low-scoring game in the Tauihi with the talent that's on the court. But it is a real problem finding the right shots and making them right now for the Queens.
Between both teams, 7 of 37 shooting in that first quarter, as Stella Beck misses one that she'd like to take again. And the Queens overall shooting 2 of 16
It's really tough. You do all the hard work to get to the basket. Stella broke the defense down, got around, missing the layup under pressure.
Well, when it hurts is if the opposition goes down the other end and does that. Ezra McGoldrick, first look of this second quarter for the Pouakai. Drains the triple. That margin at 5 now. Queens struggling to score. Truesdell, Hunter, good feed, and there we go, basket for the home team.
And that's what the aggressive defense at the Pouakai have had some success with in the first quarter. Will leave those wide open layups if you can get that ball round the double team through to the cutter. And
credit to the Pouakai. I mean, the Queens last week on this floor scored 92 against the Kahu, so we know that they can be an offensive weapon.
The Queens are first in the league in the amount of points that they're putting on the board with, I think it is just over 81 points a game. So to score not even double digits in the first quarter is incredibly unusual. And said turn around, and Kendall Heremaya with the 3 from the corner.
A delightful shot from Heremaya. We know what she's capable of from distance, and back-to-back triples to start this second quarter for the Pouakai. Stella Beck answers for the Queens.
Great to see Stella looking for her shot, knocking down the 3. She's usually way too generous, and she's such a team player. She's often not looking for her shot first.
Averaging 11 points a game. Stella Beck, of course, missed the opening few weeks of the season. Chrislyn Carr all the way, and amongst tall timber in the end.
I have to admit, I thought Wood Ball was still back in the back court, and all of a sudden she's scoring a layup in between trees.
She's got 4 points in the game. Stella Beck with the turnover. Queens come up with it.
Great.
Down by 1.
Good read by Stella Beck, and Josie again to scoop it up.
Steph
Here we
Watts
go.
on the step back.
You just want those teams when they're on a little bit of a run like that. If that shot had gone in, it just changes that momentum and lift everyone.
So a bit more scoring to start this second quarter. Leonard with the miss. Steph Watts, one intention, coast to coast. And again, another little one for the Queens doesn't go down. Dodson battling for it off the hands of Natasha Mack.
Gosh, you'd see her. She decided at half court she was going for that, put her head down, and between 3, Maya Dodson just could not get the ball back up, but Queen's ball on the baseline.
Dodson from Beck off the glass. And the Queens back in front now by 1. McGoldrick quickly down the floor, turn around, puts it away, and she is having an impact tonight. Ezra McGoldrick, 9 points in the game now. Here's Truesdell. Beck on the move, through the gap. Dodson gets it to roll off the back of the ring.
And those are the shots that weren't falling in the first quarter. Starting to go their way, but good cut by Maya Dodson.
6 points, 5 rebounds for Dodson tonight. Nisbet called for the offensive foul, just leading with that left arm.
And it's Stella picking up that second offensive foul in the same way. Such a smart player, isn't she? You can tell that Stella has been around. She knows how to pick up those calls, knows where to put herself.
St Mary's, of course, in the NCAA. A lot of basketball in the Australian WNBL as well. Townsville and Melbourne. And a load of international basketball as well. Steph Watts on the move, and again, she misses the first effort and the second. She'll be disappointed with that. 2 very good looks for Steph Watts. Whitaker, Dickey fires away.
Scooped up by Paris Lokatui, and I think Steph's getting the right looks, and she's got to keep looking for that opportunity. There's no one that can match her speed going to the basket.
1 of 6 shooting tonight for Steph Watts. Here she is, ball in hand. Sends it back to Paris Lokatui. Into the corner, Stella Beck. That was good ball movement by the Queens.
Really good ball movement by the Queens. that on ball, again, that pressure that the Pouakai are putting on. Good heads-up look by Steph to see an open Paris Lokatui, draw the baseline, help, knock it down from the corner.
And that forces Josh Thompson to call the timeout. He wants to chat with his Pouakai team. It's a 14-8 run so far this quarter for the Queens. Sell two beds every Wednesday night, Sky Sport. Join us around the desk. Andrew Mulligan, Casey Frank and Crystal Ledger-Walker joining me every week to talk lots and lots of GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi and Sky Broadband Rapid League. One game still to come this round. Pouakai up against the Kahu on Sunday. If you're in Christchurch and you haven't got tickets yet, I reckon it's going to be a pretty good game, and I think there may be a lot of highlights to come out of that one, Megan, and we'll have all the best bits on Tuesday night.
Certainly, if nothing else, this is a league full of highlights, and we saw one just then, the clinical textbook basketball, drawing the double team and hitting it down from the corner. It's good to see there's a Queens are on a run.
Amazing what a difference putting a couple of shots away. Quarter time, the Queens shooting at 13%, believe it or not. They're now up to 29% very, very quickly in this second quarter. Let's see what the Pouakai do out of the timeout. Leonard under pressure. Chrislyn Carr had it, lost it. Leonard gets it back, has to go up and over the top. Lokatui, rebound, quickly, Carr, Dodson.
That's the speed up the court that Josh, the coach, the Pouakai head coach, was talking about in the pre-game interview. They know that the Queens like to run, and they know that they've got the guns to run it. That was a beautiful transition basket.
And I'll tell you who started it, and I think she's flying under the radar a little bit the last couple of weeks. She is showing rapid improvement at the moment, and that is Paris Lokatui. Here's Beck. Watts. Now with Carr. What can she create out of this? Shot clock at 9. Watts looks good off the hand, a little bit short. Margin at 6. Dickey around Watts, hard to the basket. Tough stuff from Jasmine Dickey. Late call on the foul, but I don't think there's any doubt that it was there.
I think she's looking for it right away. Look at the elevation going into the dribbling in centre court.
In fact, I think the foul might have been early on that drive. Not on the release of the shot. She definitely picked up the ball, so no doubt that Jasmine Dickey is where she should be at the TAB line. Join the TAB, deposit $10, get a free $50 bonus bet. T's and C's apply. R18 and bet responsibly. Official stats partner, the TAB.
Puts them both away, and we're in with 4 points.
Watts has been active, but shots not dropping so far tonight. Chrislyn Carr. Dodson. Down low. Lokatui on Natasha Mack. Dumps it to the diving Dodson. Back to Watts for 3. That one goes down.
It's great. The defense by the Pouakai, but the Queens just taking their time and moving the ball around and finding that open shot. There's been a lot of mismatch underneath that Paris wanted to take advantage of, and
turnover. Lauren Whitaker travelling with the ball. GJ Gardner Homes replay. Good defense, Paris Lokatui. There she is. She just takes the step back there, Lokatui, and that led to the happy feet.
Drag of the last foot, wasn't it? But I think if it wasn't the travel, it might have been the elbow to the chest on the around.
And Lokatui
giving it the fist pump from the ground after the end one that she's made on both ends of the court. What a cut. She's so strong under the basket.
Well, we're just singing her praises. Returning from injury, missed all of last season with a knee injury. 21 years of age.
We talked about 2 nights ago when she had run against a very tough Poiho competition that seemed to have the Queen's number. Paris Lokatui was a standout, scoring 16 points.
And they get a couple off the offensive rebound as well, Dodson. And that lead is at 11 now, believe it or not. Whitaker goes to ground over the top of Beck. Dodson comes up with it to Watts. Queens all of a sudden on the move here. Lokatui for 3. This is a team that only put 8 points away in the opening 10 minutes.
And now they've tripled it.
Carr with some pressure on McGoldrick. Pouakai looking to try and steady things down. That'll be an offensive screen on Whitaker.
And she knows it.
Coin officials are all over that this season.
Yeah, they certainly are, and you've got to say that the officials have been very consistent with the calls.
And you'll see just the movement here at the end. There it is. No doubt about the call. And I think that might be Lauren Whitaker's 3rd. So she takes a seat.
It's going to be a big loss for the Pouakai. She's doing such a good job down on defensive end.
Lokatui again. Playing some hard basketball against Hippolyte. And the Pouakai just need a score here. Beckley.
This might be it.
This would be good. Dickey for 3. Gee, she's got a nice shot.
And she certainly does. She knows how to find herself open on it as well. I think that's the...
She has 7 in the game now. Dodson inside. Whitaker's been left out there. Dodson on the turnaround.
You got to think you're going to be wanting to look at that inside ball to Maya Dodson with Lauren on, sitting on 3 with 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. That's got to be a matchup that you're going to want to get the ball into every time down the court.
Bit of a heat check there for Jasmine Dickey. Going at 22.5 points a game. 2nd top scorer in the competition. Closely followed by Chrislyn Carr, who's the 3rd top scorer. Beckley. McGoldrick had some hands in the back there on Steph Watts. Did get the shot back up. Here's Beck. That's a tough pass, and I reckon that's come off Steph Watts last. It has. So the Pouakai get possession back. And we've got a timeout. Queens to have a chat. And I think one thing that your former Tall Ferns teammate Tanya Tupu would be talking to the Queens about is just looking after possession.
Looking after possession, as I said, going back to the basics and the fundamentals. They know that the Queens have the talent. We know that they can run, know that they can score. What they have let themselves down on in the games that they've come up short is those fundamentals that you can actually control, the boxing out, not giving up on the offensive boards and taking care of that ball in transition.
So the Queens have a chat with 2 minutes 10 to go in this opening half. Queen T
back again
is in the house tonight.
Always fun when she's at the game.
Crowd favourite, there's no doubt about that. And a favourite of ours on Sky Sport. Great to see Queen T entertaining the fans. And the fans have a bit to cheer about in this second quarter. A 23-13 run by the Queens has them up by 8.
They've doubled the points that they put up in the first quarter already. It certainly has been a bit of a better watch there, Justin.
TAB stats, Stella Beck and Maya Dodson with 8 points apiece for the Queens. Ezra McGoldrick has 9 for the Pouakai. Here she is, right on cue, playing a good game tonight. McGoldrick hands it off to Beckley through traffic. Bailed out late with a foul against Paris Lokatui.
Certainly is. I wondered whether she's going to call herself that she wanted to go, that she was going to shoot that, or was she actually going to pass that, Justin?
Well, she's telling Sharon Martin that she was shooting. Sharon Martin saying we're headed to the baseline.
But good on her for giving it a crack.
Love the way they were staring each other down as well. Here is Beckley. Shot clock at 10 on the drive into the corner. Hippolyte for 3 off hands. They may get it back. No, it'll be a Queen's ball.
You say Ezra McGoldrick has been so impressive this year. It's just such a for her height and the way that she can get around the court.
Here's Steph Watts to Dodson. has 8. That one is left short as well. Leonard gets it back from Beckley. Pouakai need a score out of this. Hippolyte in the corner. McGoldrick now inside. Beckley, good play. Foul in the end. Steph Watts just coming down with her arms. And Jacinta Beckley will head to the TAB stripe. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. And you'll see here in the end just the arms coming down there from Steph Watts.
They certainly recognised the mismatch. Jacinda had Kristlyn Carr on her back, so she was calling for the ball. They'll certainly want to knock these two down and get it just a couple points closer.
Second foul for Steph Watts tonight. Tell you what went unseen early in this half. Grace Hunter into the game for just over 3 minutes, committed 3 fouls.
Certainly did. I was looking at, my eyes aren't like they used to be, Justin. I was looking up at the scoreboard and I wasn't sure if that was a 2 or a 3, so thank you for clarifying that.
Here's Kristlyn Carr. Firing away for 3. That one halfway down. Lokatui battling for it. So too Nisbet. The ladder wins out. Leonard comes forward. 46 seconds to play on the drive. She runs straight into Stella Beck.
Stella just having a great defensive game, isn't she? She certainly is making the most of the opportunity to be on the court. It's great to see her back.
Well, this is interesting because the Queens have brought Grace Hunter in. We just spoke about her with 3 fouls, and she's replaced Stella Beck. Dickey comes in for Hippolyte. Both teams still have their Sky Broadband, or Sky City, I should say, player timeout. Nisbet, Truesdell, some help defense. Steph Watts comes up with it. Whistle, middle of the court, blocking foul against Jacinta Beckley.
Great help defense by Steph. Saw the double team, saw her turned around, ripped it out of her, and you're going to have to jump in her way, otherwise she's going to go coast to coast.
Both teams in the bonus now. What can the Queens do here? Still enough time for another look at it for the Pouakai. The quarter has belonged to the home team. Steph Watts stepping back, gets it to go over the top of Nisbet. They do have their player timeout. They use it, the Pouakai, so they'll advance the ball here with 16.9 to play. Sky City player timeout. You know the drill by now. Lots of tickets to the big game. You can come along and enjoy the GJ Gardner-Holmes Tauihi. Scan that QR code. Community groups, sport and schooling groups. Get your friends together. Put in your details. And with thanks to Sky City, you can come along and enjoy a ticket to the big game.
For free.
For free.
For free.
More than 12,000 tickets this year have been given away to New Zealand basketball, of course, NBL and Tauihi with thanks to Sky City. What a wonderful program that is.
Absolutely, isn't that great? Get the fans along, create new fans. Every time that someone comes to a game, they say they go away a fan.
Lokatui called for the foul here, and that'll put Beckley back to the stripe, where she was moments ago and missed both.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see Jacinta missing both now. She's probably thinking that she would like to knock these down and get the team just a little bit closer.
You do it every time, Megan Compain. Every time.
I'm just going to stop.
This one will go down, surely.
I'm not even looking.
There we go. 1 of 4 from the line, and now the Tokomanawa Queens use their Sky City player timeout. 13 seconds to play. They will advance the ball off the back of this and look to score one last time. You would think Kristlyn Carr or Steph Watts will be the go-to here. Don't be surprised if we see Paris Lokatui do something special.
I wouldn't be surprised either. I think the Pouakai have been switching on the ball, looking for that pressure to put on the ball handler.
25-14 quarter by the Queens. They really have put the foot down in this second term after what was an indifferent opening tonight, just 8 points, shooting at 13% in that first quarter. Their shooting is now up to 34%. Watts has got to get it in to Truesdell. She wants Steph Watts, calling up Chrislyn Carr. Shot clock at 7. At 6, Carr's got to go, steps back, deep 2, won't drop. Dickey with the rebound, time on the clock, they won't get it up though. And that'll do us at half-time. Second quarter belonging to the home team. And the Queens take a 9-point lead into the break. Good reply for them. Earlier tonight, Sky Broadband Rapid League, the Pouakai getting home by a solitary point, 33-32. As both teams head to the change rooms. Let's catch up with one of the stars of the first half, doing a lot for her team tonight, the captain, Stella Beck. Here she is with Megan Complain.
Stella, tough first quarter, but you've come back firing in the second quarter. What's the game plan for the next half?
Yeah, I mean, it's a game of runs. We've had a bit of a run. I think we can probably good for another one. If we can play really good defense and hold this lead and then build on it as we go. Yeah.
Right, I'll let you go. You'll get back to the locker room. Thanks. Here with Ezra. A tough first quarter for both teams, but you came out and you're really giving it to them on the defensive end. Was there a game plan there for defense, like double teaming on the ball carrier?
Yeah, just really locking down on some of their main scorers out there, so that's what we did, yeah.
What's the secret for the second half?
Just hopefully staying together through this and keeping on them off them own boards and yeah, just hoping to knock down some shots.
Okay, good luck for the second half.
Half-time, Friday Night Hoops, pro women's basketball here in Aotearoa. It's season number 2 of the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi. Let's head to a break. The Queens lead by 9.
Sorry, I didn't mean to steal your ball.
And what we have to do is basically, they are going to dribble the ball down to the other court, sorry, to the other basket, score a bucket, and what will you be spelling, my friend? What's the window spelling? Zinc. And right here, what's the word you guys are spelling? Beef. I like it, I like it. I like beef. And what's the window spelling up? Lamb. These guys are spelling lamb. And you understand what is the word that you guys are spelling? Iron. So iron, lamb, and beef, and zinc. All the other letters are on the other side, so they score one basket and then spell the word that they are spelling. Shout out to Ansco Foods. I appreciate you guys. The pro number naming rights. So can everyone please count along with me? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, let's go!
Welcome back to Porirua. Interesting first half tonight in the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi clash between the Queens and the Pouakai. Slow start for the Queens, but once they mowed it up in that second quarter, they have built themselves a 9-point lead at the half. Justin Nelson with you this evening. Right here with me, Megan Compain. And Megan, take us through the TAB stats.
Well, we talked about the first quarter, both teams not really firing, and the Queens only putting 8 points on the board. Well, we talked about, turned around, second quarter, they're shooting now 33% from the field. The points with Maya Dodson inside, Ezra McGoldrick with a big battle down below. We've got Chrislyn Carr at 4 points. Well, I would expect to see a lot more of her in the second half with the ball in her hand.
Dodson started well on the boards tonight, didn't she? 7 rebounds for her, and as we heard from McGoldrick before the break, she is getting things done defensively.
Certainly is. Assist Stella Beck, well, she's doing it at all ends of the court, isn't she? She's passing the ball, she's knocking down the open shot, she's drawing the fouls, so she's sitting there at 3 assists. She's sitting at 4. Both teams doing a good job of passing the ball around, sharing.
Kennedy Leonard, by the way, averages about 10.5 assists a game.
So that, 10.5 assists a game. Stella Beck coming up with the 1 block. Lauren Whitaker, 1 as well. And both teams taking care of the ball. The Queens are sitting at about 4 turnovers. The Pouakai at 7. I think that's going to be telling towards the end of the game as well. For the Queens, they can keep control of the ball, keep pushing it up the court, taking advantage of those transition layups and transition offense. For the Pouakai, they need to start settle it down, keep looking for that open shot.
Pouakai's lowest score of the season, 64 points. That came against the Kahu back in mid-July. They've got some work to do here. They trail by 9 at the half. Quarter number 3.
Okay. I want to see some dancing on this side.
Moments away from a start here to the second half tonight between the Queens and the Pouakai. And of course, this will be the scene of this year's GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi Final Four here in Porirua, September 9 and 10. QR code there will take you straight through to the ticketing site. And from all reports, tickets are selling super quick, Megan.
Well, it doesn't surprise me. We've got a great fan base here in Porirua supporting the Queens for 2 seasons now. Look at the kids all dancing behind us, and I think this is going to be a great venue for the Final Four. The question is, who's going to be here, Justin?
Well, the bigger question is, who's going to miss out?
Who's not going to be here?
2 games, of course, on the Saturday, the semi-finals, and then 2 games on the Sunday, the playoff for third, and then the all-important championship decider. Large pepperoni. I just feel like our director puts this up on a Friday night at this time just to remind me that I am absolutely starving. Sells in.
And when are we going to learn, Justin? When are we going to learn?
I know. That's the Sells Super Special, $25 for the large.
If Andrew Mulligan could see the lolly wrappers here tonight.
He'd be happy. He's a lolly man, don't worry about that. Just about to go here in the second half. Actually, I was speaking to Natu Tofale, of course, the coach of the Manawatu Jets during the week, and he's bought his tickets for the Final Four. He'll be here, really looking forward to it.
Fantastic. We've got great, the Queens have built a great support like a lot of teams have themselves. I'm just looking out in front of us. The VIP, the Queens Court area, always full and always full of some really interesting faces and characters to see and spot. Oftentimes a lot of All Blacks or former All Blacks sitting in the crowd.
Yeah, speaking of big crowds this season, the Pouakai can certainly pack them in at Cal Stadium as well. They'll have a big crowd on Sunday. Who's the foul called on here? Steph Watts was very clear with the block, but she's been called for a hand check here. Watch this again. The block is absolutely clean. Well, I'm not sure that I saw a hand on the body late, but...
Well, you have to go with it. Once you call it, you go with it, and...
Dickey from the line puts the first away. That's the opening point of this second half. The look on Steph Watts' face then,
how about that explosive drive to the basket, though? I think that was what... So Steph Watts was more concerned about getting caught on flat feet and getting absolutely blown by to the basket and then turning around and having a block at the other end.
Here she is driving the basket and answering with 2 of her own. So good start both ways. Steph Watts involved at both ends, as both teams add a couple of points each. Dickey on the turnaround. Little hand in there on the rebound from Dodson. Gives it to Watts. Again, she's on the attack. She's come out on a mission. That one doesn't go down. And now Dickey looking to respond. She's deadly on the pull-up over the top of Beck. Good to go.
Good to go, and probably wondering whether she could have been called for an and one there as well. But both teams pushing it up the court.
Step back, Steph Watts. Dickey with the rebound. Feels like the opening 60 seconds, we've only been talking about 2 players.
And furious up and down the court. That quick shot there by Steph on the other hand, on the other end of the court. Nobody down the other end putting any pressure on the rebounding because no one was there.
Margin at 7. Underway in this third quarter tonight. Whitaker needs to be careful at the moment, just reaching in up high, but the foul is down low on McGoldrick, and that's her 4th, is it?
3rd.
Here's Jasmine Dickey on the GJ Gardner Homes replay. And she's just so strong through the core, isn't she? Can take contact and get that shot up. Beck brings it in high to Dodson. Here is the Queen's captain. Good first half from her tonight. Maya Dodson. Runs into Whitaker, goes back out to Watts for three, doesn't put it down. Look who's there, Stella Beck, just spoke of her.
Stella Beck, right, again, with the body in the right position. Didn't even have to come down for that little putback. Great 2 points by Stella Beck.
8 points for her tonight, to go with a couple of rebounds and 4 assists. McGoldrick driving in on Dodson, up and in. Starting the same way in this third quarter that she started earlier tonight.
You're talking about a lot of international teams looking at Ezra McGoldrick. I would say they'd be looking closely at this game. She is playing exceptionally well.
Lokatui, Dodson, Whitaker, the youngster against the WNBA star, Maya Dodson with the 2.
And that's a matchup I think the Queens will be looking to exploit in the second half with Lauren on 3 fouls. It's a bit of an opportunity there.
Jasmine Dickey is absolutely keeping the Pouakai ticking over tonight. 13 points for her, to go with 6 rebounds. Here's Carr. Couple to beat, Lokatui. Corner, Steph Watts. On the move, shot clock at 4. She's got to do something here, pulls up for 3. Underneath, Lokatui rebound, just lost a handle on it. Shot clock resets, but Dickey comes up with it. Couple to beat, hard to the basket, and another one for Jasmine Dickey. 15 points tonight.
No question on that finish, and again I think a little sideways look at the referee to see whether they were going to blow the whistle.
Brings the margin
Going
back to
hard.
5. Here's Carr, deep 2. She can't get it to go. Been a quiet night by her lofty standards so far, and look who comes up with it again. Jasmine Dickey, pull up. Off target, off hands, Queen's ball. Well, how about Jasmine Dickey tonight?
It's frenzied.
Putting on a show, isn't she? And she's keeping the team in red right in this game. Timeout called here by the Queens. I think Tanya Tupu has seen enough of Jasmine Dickey in the opening 3.5 minutes of this third quarter, and she wants to have a chat about it.
Yeah, just to start settle down. The Queens at start of the third quarter have never particularly played well, and it's a good chance for them to just have a bit of a breather, have a talk about things, start to think about and look at some of those mismatches and regroup as they head out on the third quarter.
Well, one thing Stella Beck spoke about at the half when you had a chat with her, Megan, was defensively very, very happy with what the team had done so far. In pretty quick time, they've given up 10 points early in this third quarter. So that's what Tanya Tupu will be talking about. But she also said that the Queens had a good run in the second quarter, and she felt like the Queens had at least another good run in them through this second half as well.
We all know basketball is a game of runs, and this Queens team does tend to put them on. I think I keep going back to the Hoiho, and I think it's just because of there's the team that they haven't beaten this year. They've beaten every other team this year except for the Hoiho. One game where they went on a 27 run against the Queens, but still only ended up losing by about 12 points. So we know that they can put on a run. Look at the good full court pressure by the Pouakai. Not going to let up at all. Looking to build on that.
I want to delve a bit deeper into the TAB stat sheet in a moment with you, Megan. Pass, an errant one there from Lokatui. Queen's lucky to get it back. Natasha Mack, just take me through her game. Haven't seen her in this second half. I just wonder whether she's carrying an injury. More on that in a moment as Dodson is fouled and she'll head to the TAB. Take me through Natasha Mack's numbers tonight.
Well, we talk a lot about the Queen's offense, and we know that they've got firepower and they're quick up the court. They're doing a fantastic job on defense tonight with Natasha Mack sitting on 0 points, but not only that, she's only got three shots off in the whole game, playing 12 minutes so far for the Mainland Pouakai.
Hasn't taken a rebound either, and she's good for 8 rebounds a game. There she is with the hoodie on, and I just wonder whether there's an injury concern there with Natasha Mack.
That would be a huge blow for the Pouakai, because they need that that presence underneath the baskets, particularly with Lauren Whitaker, who played a lot of minutes in the Rapid League. playing a lot of minutes here. There she goes again.
Jasmine Dickey adds another 2. She is a handful, isn't she? Steph Watts now on Heremaya. May have stepped over the baseline. She has. So really good bit of momentum here for the Pouakai. And in particular, Jasmine Dickey right now is the player to stop. Stella Beck's got the job. So we'll keep an eye on that matchup. The Pouakai will continue to go to her. Here's McGoldrick. Leonard gets around Carr, who just comes down and an errant hand on the face. Certainly nothing intentional there.
And not a shooting foul. We talked about Natasha Mack sitting on 0 points.
Well, the Pouakai have started this second half going with Whitaker instead of Natasha Mack, and like I said, I think there's more to this story. She's right down to the end of the bench and looks like she might be done for the night. Yep. So perhaps some concerns there. They do take on the Kahu on Sunday. No doubt Jodie Cameron will be watching tonight and taking some notes. Dickey inside and another one. Oh, what a game she's having tonight. Jasmine Dickey in this third quarter has been impossible for the Queens to stop. What a pass, by the way.
Just about to say that Kennedy Leonard sitting there also with no points on the board, and it's not her primary focus on the team, with averaging over 10 assists a game, and then boom, she throws that one out of nowhere, getting 3 points for the Pouakai to add to that deficit, which is only now 4 points.
Well, she has added, if I've got this right, she has added 13 points in 4.5 minutes, Jasmine Dickey. Up to 20, had 7 at the half. So that's how good she's going, and she's on the run again here now. Getting across, Lokatui does well. In the end, it's going to be a Pouakai ball coming off the body of Tegan Graham. 13 points in 4.5 minutes. You never want to say a player is single-handedly doing anything for their team, but right now, this young lady, Jasmine Dickey, is keeping her team well and truly in this contest.
And that's with Stella Beck having the task of guarding her. We know Stella can D up with the best of them.
This time, Dickey becomes feeder, and the Pouakai are right back in this game. They tie it up at 41 apiece. Carr senses the urgency, draws the foul. Dickey reaching in from behind, and Carr will head to the TAB.
Well, that's another player that we haven't been talking about much this game at all, Justin. Only 4 points in the first half and averaging close to 20. 22. We know that she can light it up, so you expect that we're going to see a little bit more of Kristlyn Carr.
Well, the upside for the Queens, speaking of Dickey already scoring 13 so far this quarter,
is still trailing.
Well, the upside for the Queens is we know that Kristlyn Carr can do something similar for them. We've seen her score, I think, as much as 18 or 19 in a quarter so far this season.
That's right. You talk just that change in momentum. Kristlyn Carr recognised they needed something, and she just put a foot down, gunned it, got to the line.
Dickey again. Gets the mismatch, goes up over the top. That one a rare miss for her in this third period. Carr back the other way, step back deep 2. That won't go. Whitaker, rebound.
We talk about Lauren Whitaker, though, having a great rapid league game and playing a lot of minutes here.
McGoldrick on the drive, over the top of Josie Trusdell. Ties it back up at 43 apiece. Great run in this third quarter by the Pouakai. Tegan Graham on the drive, leaves it short. Hippolyte comes up with it, and here they come again, storming down the court, the team in red. Leonard off the glass, and danger times right now for the Queens.
I can imagine there might be a whistle soon for a timeout, a little hesitation step, and that's Kennedy Leonard's first points of the game.
21-10 run. Look at the handles there, and Carr can't put it away. Gee, they've missed some shots close to the basket tonight, the Queens.
Certainly have, and it's just some really tough on-ball defense from the Pouakai.
Leonard up, off the glass, rebound, Carr stolen out of her hands by Whitaker. Trisdell won't keep that in, and the Pouakai will get it back. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. And look at this. They are just running in numbers right now. Kennedy Leonard all the way to the hoop as Lauren Whitaker takes a break. Kendall Heremaya just getting some attention on the Pouakai bench as well. Leonard for three, good on the turn, not on the shot. Steph Watts is back out there for the Queens. Here's Carr, sizing up her options. Heads it out to Steph Watts. Mason sets the screen, Watts on the drive. Long two, well short off the hand of Dodson. Here comes Dickey again. Danger signs for the Queens. Leonard, Dickey, up fake, drive, hard, off the glass, won't drop. Better defense.
Good defense by the Queens there. They saw that coming. Down the other end, Kristlyn Carr, we know she can put that away. I think that's where the Queens are going to start to pull away a little bit, is if they can get that transition offense working.
She's up to 8 now, Kristlyn Carr. Turnover there. Ezra McGoldrick, the pass a little bit too deep.
A little bit of an errant pass, but the right idea.
There's Kendall Heremaya getting some attention to that shoulder.
What do you reckon? What do you reckon it would take for me to get a little bit of attention on my shoulder here, Justin?
I'm glad the cameras are following the play and not you, because it was almost as if you were imagining yourself getting that massage. Carter Beck draws the foul.
Draws the foul. I have to say that the referees are just saying, like, years and years of basketball, my shoulders are getting really tight. Like, any of you physios over there want to give me a little rub down, I wouldn't say no. Just all I'm saying.
I kid you not, for our viewers, we crossed to Kendall Heremaya getting some attention on that shoulder. Nice deep massage. And all of a sudden, you've just started rolling your shoulder over.
I don't know if you don't know this, though. I cannot move. I can't turn my head more than about 10 degrees either way.
You've brought me some humour on a Friday night, Megan. 2-point margin.
It's been a long week, Justin.
Queens convert a couple from the TAB. But the third quarter has belonged to this lady with the ball in hand. Jasmine Dickey adds another 2. What a stellar performance in this third quarter.
Putting on an absolute show. But look at the speed that the Queens are getting the ball down the court in transition. Putting the pressure back on the other end. Maya Dodson going to work in the paint.
Dickey 15 points in this quarter, by the way. Beckley leaves it short. Beck with the rebound, heads up play. Mason has to pull it out. Beck, corner, Carr, 3, too deep. Mason will keep it alive. That'll be a foul on Lauren Hippolyte.
Let's talk about, there is a lot of contact going uncalled here, but on both ends of the court, both teams getting right after it, but that was just maybe a little bit step too far by Lauren Hippolyte getting called up there. I have been watching Lauren and Tegan actually when Tegan's on the court. I imagine there's a lot of history there with those two players and coming up around the same time, and I'm sure they're good mates, but man, they're going at it on the court.
Well, that's the beauty with Tauihi. We know the players, so many of them are good mates and tall ferns, and they've played juniors and seniors representation together, but gee, when they step out onto the floor, there's no love lost as Mason puts 2 away from the TAB. Queens lead by 4, but it has not been their quarter. Hippolyte. Watts is checking Dickey at the moment. Inside, turnover, errant pass by Nisbet. Beck on the drive, forces it up, gets it back, hands it off to Dodson, does get it off the hand of Hippolyte. And the Queens have it with 16 on the shot clock.
Good D there by the Queens again, putting that pressure on, stepping in, getting that in the passing lane, down the other end of the court.
Beck's got to get it in. Here's Watts. Oh, threads the gap off the glass for 2. That was all about that crossover and through the gap, wasn't it?
Oh, wow. That was just textbook. That was, she'd read the defense, knew that they were going to step up, came straight through the middle, and that left-handed floater that she absolutely has, the first time that's gone tonight. Now maybe she's feeling it. Pulls up for the 3.
Late opportunity here off the hand of Kennedy Leonard. 3/4 time. That will do us. So the Queens led by 9 at the half. They now lead by 6 with a quarter to play. This one is going to go down to the wire. Jasmine Dickey. Can she keep the roll going on? Last quarter coming up, other side of the break.
Okay, is everybody ready? Good to see everyone. Nice to see you. Big round of applause to these young people. Hey. Okay, on the count of 3, we're going to start shooting buckets and as many as you can get, if that's possible. Okay, Father? Everybody give them a round of applause. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Get buckets, get buckets. And the Uno-Funding crew will be counting how many buckets they get. All righty. Let's go. Let's go. Get buckets, man. Get buckets, girl. Let's go. Get buckets, huh? And 10 more seconds, man. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And please put your hands together and make some noise for these youngins. Yay! I like it, Tyler. Thank you, thank you. Once again, friends, make some noise for these youngins. Hey! Thank you, Uno-Funding crew, for holding the baskets.
Welcome back to Porirua. Quarter to play here tonight. Friday night hoops in the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi. Good contest. Queens Pouakai, 6 points in it. With her thoughts with a quarter to play, here's Megan Compain.
Well, the third quarter belonged to the Pouakai, that's for sure, but we're still with a 6-point game and a 6-point lead by the Queens, who turned it on the last couple of minutes. But, wow, it's all been about Jasmine Dickey, 22 points. Coming into this fourth quarter, what a pass, what a fit. They would love to start the game like that, the Queens. The Pouakai, as good as they played, still down by 6.
Jasmine Dickey, by the way, having a break at the moment. I don't think she'll be on the bench for too long. 22 in the game, Hippolyte for 3, that would have been nice. And the news on Natasha Mack, I saw her stand and sit during that 3/4 time break. Chrislyn Carr, look at that.
Talk about a highlight reel. She is a human highlight reel.
Natasha Mack looks very, very sore. So she is done for the night. Make no mistake about that. Wincing in pain as she sat down. So there's something clearly wrong injury-wise with Natasha Mack. Chrislyn Carr, this would be a big basket.
Talked about Chrislyn Carr has the ability to turn it on, and the way she gets going is usually by that fast break layup. That, I don't know if we can get a replay on that, but that crossover straight down the middle, straight to the hole, and then she gets a little bit of her groove back, and you can find, like, pretty soon afterwards she'll be knocking down threes and knocking down mid-range jumpers.
There is Natasha Mack standing at the back of the huddle here. 7-zip run by the Queens to start this last quarter in the space of 63 seconds. Two telling things come out of it for me. The Queens have just nailed their opportunities, and Jasmine Dickey was not on the court.
That's absolutely right. Do take the chance while she's not on the court, make the defensive stretch, and take advantage and send it home. but you don't like to ever see players, especially impact players like Natasha Mack, injured for too long. Let's hope it's not too serious.
Well, Jasmine Dickey may actually be staying off the floor here. So that's an interesting decision by the Pouakai, who have just conceded 7 points in 63 seconds to go from a 6-point margin to a 13-point margin, and she remains on the bench.
There's a reason, Justin, why I was a player and never a coach. I can't get into the minds and the psyche of that one. I can't understand that one.
Well, we'll keep an eye on that as well. The Pouakai will be hoping to come out of this timeout and score. Maybe a chance here. Hippolyte. Whitaker, long range for her, and she drains the three. That's a big basket from the young centre.
Certainly is. Well, she's probably not expecting her to be able to step out and knock down that three, but taking the chance while she did. And as we talk about, hit a three, turnover, and guess who's on the sub bench looking to sub in?
Dickey is about to come back in. Next whistle. Here's Carr on the move. Brings it back out, wants some options, goes to Dodson. There's a foul off the ball here. And I think it's going to be against Lauren Hippolyte. It is. Tangling up maybe with Stella Beck down on the baseline.
She's a tough player, and she certainly doesn't let anything go. She's a competitor. But there's been a lot of tussle down below, particularly off the ball.
Dickey back in, by the way. Oh, some holding going on underneath there. Yep, Kendall Hedemai has been picked up for that. Well seen by the coin officials.
It's tough there when you have a mismatch of that size. There's not much you end up being able to do, but you're giving up two early fouls early in the fourth quarter too, which could come back to pay off for the Queens as they get down further in this quarter.
What have you made of Maya Dodson's game tonight? 18 points, 10 rebounds, double-double for her.
What I make of
Steph
that...
Watts, by the way, what a move that was.
Lovely move, and great to see that drop for Steph. But what I make of Maya Dodson, that's a very quiet 18 points, isn't it?
And that's her 11th rebound. Carr. Dodson sets the screen, dives to the basket. Carr to the corner. On the move, Mason looking back for Dodson. Loose pass. Good pass. Kennedy Leonard finds McGoldrick in transition. Carr picks it up. Steph Watts now. Deep two. Oh, Chrislyn Carr. Well, a little bit like Jasmine Dickey, when she's feeling it, you know what's going to happen.
Absolutely. No one can... It's very hard to match that speed and energy in the fourth quarter with 7 minutes to go up the court. And so you're going to get caught flat-footed.
Stella Beck's gone back to Dickey, by the way. Dickey, since coming on the floor, hasn't touched the ball yet. It's a fascinating duel. Stepping out of court, Steph Watts. Unfortunate turnover there for the Queens. Here's the last basket for the Pouakai. Great transition.
Really good transition. And now you see how Kennedy Leonard is averaging over 10 assists a game. Saw that one coming. Let it fly.
Long way to go in the contest. 12-point margin. Dodson knocks it out of the hands of Whitaker. Queens get the win tonight. They will head to the top of the Tauihi ladder.
Is it just like you're just leapfrogging night after night after night?
That's what it's been like, hasn't it? Stella Beck comes up with the steal. A rare error from Jasmine Dickey, and she's called for the travel. Great defense by Lauren Hippolyte.
Certainly, as I say, nuggety on defense, and I think Stella was looking to see whether she was going to get a pushing call there early on, but Lauren just stuck with it and created the turnover for the Pouakai.
McGoldrick can hit a three, and she does. Timely basket for Ezra McGoldrick, brings it back to 9. Can the Queens respond? Chrislyn Carr. Watts now. Gets it back from Beck, fires from deep. Steph Watts, much better performance by her tonight.
Perhaps so. You can see, you know that she's got the confidence to knock that down. She'll miss a couple of shots early. That doesn't matter. She actually makes them when it counts.
She has 17 points tonight, Steph Watts. Loose hands, who's going to come up with it?
Paris Lokatui.
To Beck. Beck on the drive, steps back off the glass.
That's what she does so well, that transition layup not often misses. That little step hesitation gets around the defense.
Up by 14. Kennedy Leonard looking for a whistle there. And I think maybe a timeout coming for the Pouakai if the Queens score again here. Oh, who's that come off? Steph Watts just rolls off her leg. And that timeout is going to stick. There was that turnover. Not sure what Kennedy Leonard was looking for there. It looked a pretty clean strip. Margin at 14, 5:05 to play. And the Queens have gone on a mini run again. Sells Hoopheads every Wednesday night on Sky Sport. Definitely worth tuning into. Great special guests each week. Ezra McGoldrick was our guest during the week on the show.
She sure was.
Really impressed with the season that she's having. And she spoke so highly of not only the competition, but of her teammates as well as they continue to battle away after what was a slow start to the season.
Absolutely, and she's obviously moved from the Phi, where she had a very good inaugural season up north, and they made the playoffs. Making the move down south with Pouakai team that made the playoffs as well. It's probably a position that the Pouakai probably didn't expect to find themselves in, battling it out for that last playoff spot. But Ezra McGoldrick is going to be a big key factor in what happens next for this Pouakai team, and if they can make their way back to Porirua for the Final Four.
TAB stats tonight. Maya Dodson, 18 points for the Queens. Watts has 17. Chrislyn Carr with 15 now for the Pouakai. Dickey with 22. Has not added any points in this last quarter. McGoldrick up to 18.
That's a good question, and she set that beginning of the fourth quarter. I can only imagine for a reason of keeping her fresh for the last 5 or 6 minutes of the fourth quarter, but she didn't look like she was puffing or blowing wind or needed it.
Well, probably the biggest surprise was after that initial run to start this last quarter by the Queens that she continued to sit. She's out there now, and the Pouakai will be hoping that she can get things rolling. Stepping on the sideline, Stella Beck, and we've seen the Queens turn it over probably 4 or 5 times tonight, stepping on lines.
Well, there's those unnecessary turnovers that are going to frustrate you down the line when it starts getting closer.
Chrislyn Carr taking a break now, by the way. So maybe an opportunity for the Pouakai. He had a Maya on the drive. Oh, look who followed it all the way in. Dickey, unlucky.
It was unexpected that Jasmine Dickey missed that follow-up, but what a rebound. And Kendall Heremaya, who I really, really like and rate as a player, has been quite quiet tonight, hasn't she?
She has. As we said, maybe a problem with the shoulder. Wouldn't mind seeing the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay on the Dodson offensive foul. Looked like she got tangled up with Whitaker on the way in, and they literally fell over each other. She just happened to fall into another player.
With the physicality of this game and going both ways, it's an interesting call to make at this point in the game, because every possession from here is going to help. But here we go. Maya Dodson with a cleaning up on the boards, taking it coast to coast. Chrislyn Carr back on the court.
Yeah, she is. 12 rebounds tonight for Dodson. Dickey continues to do everything she can for a team. I'm so impressed with her effort. Stella Beck for 3. Big basket in the context of this game with just over 3 minutes to play.
Gotta love that heads-up play. Chrislyn Carr is getting triple-teamed off the defense, which leaves someone wide open, and in this instance it was Stella Beck as she knocks it down.
15 points tonight for Stella Beck. averaging 11 for the season, to go with her 15 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3 steals.
That's like what you like to see with a team that's going to come out on top. They've got 5 players who are in double digits, as opposed to the Pouakai, who have 2 in double digits. One being Jasmine Dickey, who I don't believe has scored yet in this 4th quarter.
No, she hasn't. You're right. What do you make of the Queens' season so far, Megan? We've seen them certainly at their best. Their last 2 games at home have been very, very good. Their form against the Hoi Ho has been worrying. Some inconsistency from the reigning champs so far in 2023. What are your thoughts?
I think it's a long. It's a short season, but it's a long season, and I don't know whether I'm going to be able to explain what I mean when I say that. The Queens are a team that run red hot, and when they run red hot, they are. There's not many in the league that are going to be able to stop them. But when they cool down, they find it hard to get back up.
There's Jasmine Dickey, by the way, with her first score of the last quarter.
Red hot.
Carr, Lokatui over the top. Beck keeps it alive. Dodson, will they be allowed to pick this up? They will be. Queens bring it forward. Oh, well, referee behind the play has called cross court. So I think the Queen officials will have a chat here because
Tanya's adamant.
Well, Sampan was forward of the play and tracking it down, so unless he hasn't seen something, but the officials are having a chat about it at the moment. And it will be a Pouakai ball, so they get possession with 2:11 to play.
I have to admit, from what I saw, I would have made that same call.
Yep,
So
and I think
it's the
maybe
right call by the
lead
referees.
official there just didn't see the ball was tapped back by a Queens player. So good work by the officiating crew.
2 minutes to play in this 4th quarter of this such an important game. As we said, there's the Tokomanawa Queens going down 1 point in the Rapid League. To miss that points, every point mattering now on the boards.
Leonard deep 2, Lokatui rebound. Time is the friend of the Queens right now. They don't need to shoot early. They can take their opportunity here to move it around. And I think Chrislyn Carr knows exactly what we're talking about. Deep 2 is good.
I watched the Queen's social media channels, and they do such a great job of that connection with their fans on their social channels. They had a highlight reel of Chrislyn Carr a couple of weeks ago. I think we're going to be seeing another one in a couple of days. And if we're not, Queen's social media team, please look at this.
Well, she's added 9 points in the last quarter. Of course, Jasmine Dickey dominated the third, and Chrislyn Carr's been everywhere in this last quarter. Just over a minute to play. It's been a good finish tonight by the home team. Here's Jasmine Dickey. She's not done with yet. Draws the foul on Steph Watson. Gee, I'll tell you what, if you're a Mainland Pouakai fan and you haven't got along to a game yet this season, you need to get along and see Jasmine Dickey because she is a warrior.
There's a lot to love about the way that she has played the game tonight. In both games, let's not forget she played Rapid League. So that would have racked up another 10 or so minutes in the Rapid League, and she has not quit in this Tauihi game with 1 minute to go in the 4th quarter. Big gap to make up in 1 minute. Justin, 15 points. Have you seen it done before?
I can't say that I have. I saw the Tuatara perform almost the unthinkable against the Airs in the final 6 last year. But I must say I haven't seen a gap at 13, dragged back in 68 seconds. I'm sure it's been done.
I think we know the game you were talking about, Justin, and a good friend of mine, Trent Adam, coaches that team. I was packing up. I grabbed my bag and I was looking forward to seeing them in the semi-finals.
Let's not remind him any longer. Foul against Jasmine Dickey.
Sorry about that, Trent, to bring that up.
He was probably having a quiet Friday night at home until we brought that up. There's the foul on Jasmine Dickey.
I love to see my Wanganui old basketball friends and homies doing well, and Trent's done a great job of coaching the Airs and part of Pero Cameron's wider coaching team.
Dying stages here tonight. Been an impressive win by the Tokomanawa Queens. Oh, Jasmine Dickey. Well, she's been doing it at the offensive end, and that was a huge play at the defensive end. Another highlight for her. As we tick it down towards full time tonight, Tegan Graham with a late basket. Timeout called by the Pouakai. They're going to have a quick chat to see this one out. Last quarter, it's been another impressive run by the Queens. And I'll take you back to that conversation with Stella Beck. She said at halftime, I feel like we've got another run in us.
Well, you do, and you look at the score line, and you know you've got the talent that you've got on the court. Kristlyn Carr ending the first half with 4 points. You knew she wasn't going to stay on 4 points, and true to form, she came alive in the third quarter, adding more in the fourth quarter. She's ended up on 15. That's a lot of points to add to the score line when you're up, and you're up anyway, and your best scorer has still yet to fire. That's a good place to be.
We'll just see if we can quickly bring up the ladder for you on screen, just putting a bit of pressure on our crew to see if we can bring the Tauihi ladder up just before we get back underway, and you'll see what this win will do tonight for the Queens. There we go, 3 points coming up in this game, and they'll jump back up to the top, but it is so tight, isn't it?
It's so tight, and as you say, the Northern Kahu take on Pouakai in the next game. Let's hope that we can see Natasha back on the court, and Kendall, obviously she's strapped up, and she got back on the court, but if we have full strength teams there, then the ladder changes again.
Well, we haven't seen Natasha Mack in the entire second half here tonight, so that is a concern. We'll see if we can find out what the injury is. Jasmine Dickey nearly steals it at half court. She just does not give up.
No, she doesn't. And she's put on a clinic tonight. It's been awesome to watch her. Certainly that third quarter when she's absolutely dominated and got the Pouakai back within striking distance.
Oh, Tegan Graham, pass of the night to Grace Hunter.
Talking about not giving up. Tegan Graham with a fantastic pass with a cutting Grace Hunter.
Margin at 16, late chance here. Oh no, a block from Langton. Dickey over the top of Graham, that's good to go, and that finishes off an excellent personal night for Jasmine Dickey. 28 points for her. That'll do us. So a good win in the end for the Queens tonight. Made to work for it. They win by 15. Jasmine Dickey, a standout performer for the Pouakai. She ends with 28. But after that, McGoldrick had 18, and then it was slim pickings. There is Natasha Mack. You can see that she's visibly limping as she congratulates the Queens. So that is a story to come out of this one tonight for the Pouakai. They will assess their import centre before their next game on Sunday against the Kahu, but definitely a left leg injury for Natasha Mack. For the Queens, 4 starters in double digits tonight. Maya Dodson, 18 points, 12 rebounds. And here she is right now with Megan Compain.
Maya Dodson, congratulations on that win. That scoreline doesn't actually reflect how close that game really was or how it really felt on the court, does it?
No, it was a battle the whole time. We went on our runs, they went on their runs, but I'm happy we were able to pull it out in the end.
We'll talk about runs. 8 points in the first quarter, and you ended up with 80. Tell us how, and you're contributing from the starting 5. It's a real team effort. Was that part of the game plan?
Yeah, I think last game we talked about how we were pretty stagnant and we were trying to play too much one-on-one ball. This game we're trying to run, set screens, pass, get more assists. We only had 2 assists last game, so I'm sure we have more this game, so we're happy with it.
Well, there's not much in it. The ladder keeps changing, but it's really important for the Queens to be back here for the Final Four. Is that a focus for you guys?
Oh yeah, that's definitely the focus, so we're happy we got this win, but it's not over. We still have some more games to go, so we'll keep improving and get ready for the Final Four.
Congratulations, great to see you winning the game. We'll see you next time.
So Maya Dodson, big game for her tonight. 18 points and 12 rebounds to go along with a couple of steals and a block. Let's have a look at the TAB stats tonight. And Dickey, 28 tonight, did all that she could for the recruitment network, Pouakai. But in the end, the Queens with just too many winners across the court. We'll keep taking you through the stats quickly because Steph Watts is about to join us in a moment. Rebounds, Dodson, and look at Dickey. Double-double for her tonight. Leonard had 9 assists, Beck with 7. Great all-round game from Stella Beck tonight. Real captain's performance from her. And 3 steals apiece for Stella Beck and Jasmine Dickey. Steph Watts came up with some big baskets tonight. She's with Megan Compain right now.
Well, great win there, Steph. You gave the crowd something to really cheer for. How much does it mean for the Queens to take this home win?
We definitely needed this win. I think this tonight locked us in for playoffs, so we're really excited about that. We came out, it was a total team effort, and everyone just gave their hearts tonight.
Talk about a team effort. There's 5 players in double figures. The bench have been such a critical part of this team. Have you guys been coming together a lot with a couple of tough losses on the road?
100%. We said, everyone has to step up and play a part. It's not, just a couple people, because we have such a deep team and we have to use that to our advantage, which we have been, because we, from the first 5 to the last 5, our team is really deep, so we've been using that to our advantage.
And we've been talking about the talent that's been brought over here. We've got 9 WNBA players in the league, and you're one of them. How are you finding the level of the league? Are you enjoying playing here in the Tokomanawa Queens?
It's a beautiful town, a beautiful organization. This organization is top-notch. Everything's first class, so it's been an amazing experience. And then the league, of course, is just really high-level talent, so it's just been so much fun battling every night.
Well, we love seeing you guys on the court, and good luck for the rest of the season, and we look forward to seeing you on the Final Four.
Thank you. Look forward to it. Thank you.
Thanks, Megan. Steph Watts came out and delivered the goods tonight, and as always, as all the teams do, the home teams, they step out and meet the fans. The fans here this evening are ready to have a chat with the stars of the Tokomanawa Queens. Bit to like about the Pouakai tonight, they had their runs, but they also had some injury concerns, and they have to back it up now and head home on Sunday to take on the Northern Kahu, who are in some form of their own after taking down the Phi last night by 26 points. Eva Langton enjoying a chat with the fans. Tonight, though, it's all about the performance of Eva's team, the Queens. Earlier tonight in the Rapid League, the Pouakai win by 1. And then in the GJ Gardner Homes at Tauihi, the Queens get the win by 15, 80 to 65. Hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure you rejoin us on Sunday afternoon when the Pouakai battle with the Kahu. Nick Bewley and Tessa Boagni will be waiting for you. Queens get the win. We'll see you on Sunday for more Tauihi action right here on Sky Sport. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you.